control, shoveling dirt in every hole. Predators to condemn your soul, watching you and watching me. We're all connected but separated, misunderstood and so frustrated. A million armies of one have invaded, watching you and watching me. We live behind glass curtains and act like nothing's wrong. Soon you will belong. I know you're out there somewhere. We've watched you for so long. Wait for you to fall. We'll expose you all. I know you're out there somewhere watching me. Little brother wants to make headlines, be immortalized. Everyone's got an electric eye, we're the digital spies. They've watched you for so long. I know you're out there somewhere watching me. We the people have taken over. We the people are little brother, standing by to dethrone each other, watching you and watching me. Paranoid, the lens is our weapon, desensitized in our lust for attention, democratized by our voyeur obsessions, watching you and watching me. Slaves to perfection, don't let them project you as you are, reveal your every flaw. I know you're out there somewhere. We've watched you for so long. Wait for you to fall. We'll expose you all. I know you're out there somewhere watching me. Little brother wants to make headlines, be immortalized. Everyone's got an electric eye, we're the digital spies. They've watched you for so long. I know you're out there somewhere watching stay in line, don't make a mistake. We're watching. We watched you for so long. We wait for you to fall. We will expose you all. I know you're out there somewhere watching me.
let your experience begin right now. From high atop the mountains of British Columbia to you listening around the world, this is Spaced Out Radio. You can follow us on our website, spacedoutradio.com, on Twitter, @SpacedOutRadio. Give our Facebook page a like, Spaced Out Radio Show. You can follow us on Instagram, Dave Scott, SOR, or on our YouTube channel, Spaced Out Radio Show.
They let us play with all our toys. They let us think that we're big boys. They let us make the louder noise, but women rule the world. They let us think we're Superman, that we're the only ones who can be strong, but we break on command, cause women rule the world.
Buckle up, space travelers. It's time to go for a ride as we are live on Spaced Out Radio.
I try to act so cool, but you know I'm just a fool for you. For you. I will stop till I reach the top just to be there with you. With you. And I still trip over my feet. And my heart's still scared.
Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Said the deeper I go, the deeper I fall.
Good evening and welcome to Space Out Radio. Tonight I am your host, Dave Scott, and thank you so much for tuning in at spacedoutradio.com and on Spreaker. As once again we come in from the frozen Canadian tundra, battle our way past the wild animals, sidestep the she-devils and Bigfoot, and enter Uncle Jimbo's cabin, stoke the fire, heat this place up, cut up the birthday cake, and broadcast you live on this Tuesday night, early Wednesday morning if you're on the East Coast. Now, if you're on the East Coast, it's officially not my birthday, but here on the West Coast, it still is. I got 3 hours of party time left, and thank you so much for joining us. Here at Spaced Out Radio, we do this thing 7 days a week. We want to be your official one-stop shop when it comes to the supernatural, paranormal, conspiratorial, ufological, and so much more. Spaced Out Radio's theme music is brought to you by the guitar god himself, Ron Bumblefoot Thaw. You can find Bumblefoot's new album, Little Brother Is Watching, by going to our website, spacedoutradio.com. If you're a social media junkie like I am, you can follow us on Twitter at Spaced Out Radio. You can give our Facebook page a like, Spaced Out Radio Show. On Instagram, I can be followed at Dave Scott, SOR. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Spaced Out Radio Show. And of course, our website is spacedoutradio.com. At this time, we'd love to send a shout out to our fans listening in on the SHR Media Network, in the Spaced Out Radio chat room on Spreaker, along with our fans at Paranormal Forum and on Facebook at Euphoria Chronicles and the SOR Space Travelers. If you're a fan of Spaced Out Radio, coming soon is our Space Travelers membership, where for only $5 a month, you can take part in private group interviews, win special prizes, a monthly newsletter, and so much more. Hey, we're going to give you a hell of a lot more than just access to our archives. Tonight's show is brought to you by Rivulet Reiki and Readings, providing healings in person or at a distance. PurplePlates.com, helping heal your body, mind, and soul. The new Agora newspaper, as that is the official paper of Spaced Out Radio. And of course, the iPhone app, Spirit Storybox. It's the official ghost hunting app of Spaced Out Radio. Tonight on SOR, we're going to have a little bit of fun. We're going to take time and relax. Why? Well, it's old Davey's birthday party. I've spent a lot of time over the weekend and going into tonight with my family, and I said, what the hell? I want to celebrate my birthday on the air with a bunch of media friends and with you, our awesome listeners. So tonight, right from the start, we're opening up the lines, 1-702-302-4556. We're talking about anything and everything tonight. No topic that we discuss will be off limits, well, to a certain degree. I got Mrs. Spaced Out Radio here, as well as Spaced Out Radio booking coordinator Corey Greaves with me. They're already into the sauce. The only thing I got into tonight was some hot sauce. I'll get more into that later. My mouth is burning, so after going through about a gallon of milk and a giant piece of ice cream cake to cool things down, I can talk again. Still love my hot sauce, though. Still not as good as Bumblefoot's hot sauce, but this one will do. Ghosts, UFOs, ETs, Bigfoot, weird cryptids, and conspiracies all on tap for tonight as the phone lines are starting to open right up. Call in, say hello, tell us a story, blow your minds, and maybe at least make us scratch our heads and say, We bring in everybody into the panel here. I believe we got the crypto guru, Ronald Murphy, Barry Strom, who channels our good alien buddy Moo, and there's an unknown caller here. I don't know who that one is. Oh, that's Max Steele, Captain Max Steele. How are you?
Yes, I'm very good, thank you, and happy birthday, my brother.
Thank you.
I love you very much. I love your family. And Nicole's here. Say hi, Nicole.
Hi, Dave. Happy birthday.
Thank you, Nicole. How are you?
You're welcome. I'm good.
Excellent. I want to quickly bring in the crypto guru here, Ronald Murphy.
Hey, I'm so glad to be here. I'm actually flattered to be sharing your birthday with you here on the air. I could not wait to be one of the first people to wish you happy birthday, and I'm glad that I got in because I trust that these phone lines are going to be so choked up here in just a few minutes. People are going to be in there just shouldering trying to get in there, but I'll be one of the first people to wish you happy birthday as well, too, my friend.
Thank you very much. I got to say this, the people in the SOR Space Travelers room tonight, every time we say my new age, which is 43, they're all going to take a shot. I don't know what they're shooting tonight, but we have to say 43 as much as possible because they are going to... it's going to be ugly. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. So, I got Max Steele, who is the master of everything conspiracy, including a trip to Mars back in his military days. I've got the crypto guru here. Barry Strom, I think, just disappeared. I think he hung up there for a minute. We'll try and get Barry back because I love Barry Strom. He's pretty awesome. I mean, anybody who can channel an extraterrestrial and write a book on that, that's pretty amazing. Hey, Ron, I got to ask you. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
All right. You know what? When are we going to write our book? You want to write?
We'll talk. We can start writing. This is the honest to goodness truth. The second week of June. I have a conference the first week of June. We're going to start sitting down. We're going to write this book, and I promise all the Spaced Out radio listeners that the book will be out in 2016.
All right. What are we going to write about?
Let's just make it your life, my friend. Let's just go with all your weird, crazy travels, what got you in here. It will be a forum to discuss what shaped you in the man that you are now, 43 years later.
Oh, man. You know what? I know the title of the book, and you and I have discussed this because we've had a good laugh over this. It's going to be called The End to My Happily Boring Life.
That's right. And I think anybody that gets involved in the paranormal, that actually happens eventually, doesn't it? It just, the mundane existence that you knew suddenly comes to a screeching halt because a whole new world opens up to you. You know, you start seeing reality with a different set of eyes. And I think, that's one of the reasons I have such a passion for it now, is the world is a much bigger place. It's full of magic and wonder. And I think in a life like that you have, this is the perfect way to translate this to everybody, and I think people would really want to read this book.
Exactly, and I just brought Barry Strom back in to the show. Barry, how are you?
Hey, doing great. Finally got my speakers to work here.
Excellent. Barry Strom, Max, and Ron, and our listeners, he is going to be coming on this show again on June 16th. I think Ron Barry is probably number 2 to the amount of appearances to you on this show because he actually channels an extraterrestrial being called Moo. And
I know this, yes.
And believe it or not, Moo actually confirmed a couple of things last time I had Barry on the show doing a live channeling session with Moo.
Okay.
And he actually confirmed a couple of things about the future of my son, and I kind of got giddy because I'm still learning my spirituality, and I'm still learning my own abilities. I don't call myself psychic. I don't call myself an intuitive. I don't know what the hell I am, to be honest. But I just know sometimes I have the ability to just run with things. And I'll get into a story with Max Steele here, who's also with us, Barry and Ron, here in a moment. But I actually, before my child was born, when I was practicing on almost a daily basis with the man who opened me up named Pascal, I actually channeled my son when he was still in the womb of my wife. And he told me a couple of things, and I asked Barry about this, and Barry, you can confirm this. I asked about my son, and you asked Moo about it, and Moo confirmed it.
Oh, absolutely, sure.
You know? Barry, how are you feeling?
I am feeling wonderful. Couldn't be any better. We've been having a bunch of channeling sessions with Moo. Got some really good information for you for when we do the next show, and I think you're going to be real pleased with what we're going to talk about.
Well, I'm looking forward to it, too, and I'm glad you stopped by, Barry, because you're a good friend of this show and a good supporter, much like Max and Ron are. So to be able to have a chance to chat with you tonight, it's pretty awesome as well. Thank you for stopping by.
Well, I just wanted to wish you a happy birthday and have many more of them.
Thank you so much. I want you to hear this story. Max, you're still there, right? I think Max is there. Is Max still there?
I'm here. I'm here.
Okay. All right. So I got to tell you this story about Max. Max and I, a number of months ago, were doing a channeling session, and he was telling me about his days in the military because Max, he goes by the pseudonym Max Steele, but he actually spent a lot of time in Black Ops in the military, and he's kind of a whistleblower about things like this. And all of a sudden we started talking, and I started getting these weird visions. And he's like, okay, go on. And I ended up channeling when he was on Mars. Max is one of the few people who's come out and admitted that he actually spent time on Mars. Max, do you recall that?
Before I didn't, but I do now. I did make a mistake when I was telling the story that show I did with you last year in October. I said it was 1976. It really wasn't. It was 1978. I always get my time and dates wrong, but yes, I do remember everything.
Now, the one thing, Barry and Ron and our listeners out there, is when I actually started channeling for Max, he started having memories of everything coming up. So as I'm channeling what is happening, it was like hitting him as well, because he was injured on Mars, and he was rescued. And I believe it was you went into, Max, maybe you can tell the story, that you went into almost like a crevasse on a mission where you were surrounded by extraterrestrials.
Ashley?
Yes, I was surrounded by, we were a team of 20, and we were fighting against these aliens and shooting back and forth. We did have the right weapons that time, because when I got there at the beginning, because I was there only for 3 months, and we were getting killed. All my men were getting slaughtered from all directions. And finally, as we were getting ready to retreat from the heavy fire, I get hit in the right side of the stern, and I was bleeding all over. I just didn't remember anything after that. Getting slaughtered from all directions.
Oh.
And finally, as we were getting ready to retreat from the heavy fire,
I need you to turn your speaker down there, caller. And I think I accidentally hung up on Max there. I got to try and get Max back. So Max, if you're there, call back. I accidentally hung up on you. So what happened was I actually started predicting from Max what was going on. Oh, there's Max right there. Ron, your chair's...
I'm still here.
Your chair needs some oil.
It does. It happens every time I'm on the show. I lean back, and that's what happens.
You know what? I thought it was my creaky arms again, because I'm feeling old these days.
Hold on. I'm going to stand up, so it's going to happen one more time. Let me come off the phone.
Okay.
Okay, done.
All right. All right. We got a plethora of people on here now. Elizabeth Anglin has joined us. I'm not sure who else joined us. Somebody from an unknown number. Who are you from the unknown number?
It's me, Dave.
Oh, it's Kareem.
It's Max. No, it's Max.
Happy birthday. I'm going to sing
you.
like Marilyn Monroe for a second for you.
Okay.
Happy birthday to you.
Oh, I'm loving this.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mr. President of SOR.
Oh, wow.
Happy birthday to you.
I'm feeling the love. I'm feeling the love. I'm clapping. Barry,
How old again? 43?
I am 43.
43.
43.
Okay.
Barry,
Checking.
Barry Strom, you must be wondering what the hell is going on right now.
I tell you, there's a lot of vodka out there, isn't there?
Well, my booking coordinator hasn't cracked open the bottle of Jager yet. I'm staring at it, and I'm staring at her very 43. Vicious. Oh, she just said 43, so now she's cracking open the bottle now.
Hey, Dave, guess what? Guess what age I'm going to be this year as well?
43?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah, and I'm going to be 43. And I'm going to be 63.
Well, wonderful. I hope you guys don't mind, but Corey has passed me over a little nip of Jager here, so I'm just going to take a little bow here. So, Max, finish your story in regards to what happened on Mars.
Well, when we had the retreat, as we were retreating, I was hit and on the stern, and I don't remember anything after that. But there was only 3 of us left, and I woke up in Area 51, and I don't remember anything after that. I really don't. But I didn't remember for who I was or anything for about maybe I think it was 6 months. I really didn't remember anything. Mm-hmm. And so I don't know what else to say. It's only can say what happened before that.
And the funny part about it was you were recalling these memories as I was going through them. I don't think I've ever had too many situations where I've been that clear. Barry, I'm curious to get your opinion on this because you're someone who channels an extraterrestrial named Moo on a regular basis. When you hear a story like Max's, considering what you do, does it seem way far out there that we're doing that up on Mars, or is it just par for the course from what you've learned?
It seems like it's pretty far out there. He's a little reluctant to talk about what we're really doing on the other planets. I'll try if I can't get some definite answers for you for the next show. But we've talked about a lot of different places. One thing he has said is he's talked about Saturn. There's apparently a moon on the backside of Saturn that we can't see that's very active, and he's talked about being on Jupiter. Doesn't talk a whole lot about a lot of activity on Mars. Does talk about the backside of the moon and the moon being hollow. But for some reason, we just never had a lot of conversation about Mars.
It's very interesting indeed. And you are going to be participating in the Alien Cosmic Expo up in Brantford, Ontario, that this show is going to be promoting over the month of June. And that's why you're going to be coming on the 16th once again. How fun is that to be doing that, Barry? It's actually turned out to be pretty exciting. They've got a very, very strong list of speakers that are going to be there. My plan is we're going to take the channeling board up, and Friday I'm hoping to let the different participants of the show actually try the board out and maybe even ask Moo a couple questions. So I guarantee you what we're doing will be different from what anybody else will be attempting up there. That's just inconceivable that Moo will talk to the public like that.
Oh, yeah. No, I asked him the other night, I said, he's not the most modest guy in the world. I said, you're getting pretty well known out there. And he said, yeah, I know. So he's... he's quite a guy.
Wonderful. Barry, thank you so much for dropping by. I appreciate that.
Okay.
And we will talk to you on June 16th, and that's just a couple weeks away, and where you and Moo and whoever wants to show up on your channeling board can come on in and say hello.
Okay, I'll see you on June 16th.
Take care, my friend.
All right, hey, and happy birthday.
Thank you so much. Take care. That's Barry Strom. He is going to be on this show once again on June 16th. We're going to be talking about channeling Moo. Elizabeth Anglin, you haven't said anything yet. How are you, my dear?
Boo! I'm good. How are you?
I am good. I got the crypto guru here. I got Max and Nicole here. I've got the poet herself, Corrine, here. I'm doing pretty good right now. Oh, and I got Corey beside me, and she's cracked open a bottle of Jager, and she's already into the sauce. And, well, she passed it over to me, so I guess I've officially started too. Not that I drink on the air, because I do not. But tonight's a good day.
It's a good day, yeah.
Absolutely.
Happy birthday, yeah.
Thank you so much. I'm glad you made it. I'm very glad you made it.
It's good to be here.
How's Spaced Out Weekend working for you?
You know, I had the weirdest dream based on our conversation. Did James tell you about it?
No. Fill us in.
Oh. So we were talking about, so I did a reading, I did sort of a mediumship about things to think about for the summer, things that were coming up that people on listening to Spaced Out Weekend might want to know. And one of those things was bears in Alberta, the Alberta BC line where BC sort of cuts to the east. We're going to be really, really hungry because there was no food because it was so dry. And James confirmed that. But then we started talking about stupid people tricks in parks, and he was talking about the Mountie who sent people down to the park ranger telling them that they could ride the elk, that the elk with collars with tags on them could be ridden. And so these American tourists went down to ask the park ranger if they could they could ride the elk. And the park ranger was in a very bad mood, and he got very upset and kept telling them, well, no, you can't. Well, is it because we're American? Anyway, the whole upshot of this ended up being a dream where I decided to join the Sea Shepherds, my favorite environmental organization. And when I was joining, I met a woman who had a grizzly bear, and she was also joining, but before she left, she wanted to, ride her bear one more time. So I went out to go help her saddle up her bear. And as this was devolving into me wrestling a grizzly bear, I'm thinking, wait a minute, I can't ride a grizzly bear, as I'm looking at the bear's mouth coming toward my head. I can't ride a grizzly bear. This is really stupid. And then I woke up. But I blame it on James for the riding the elk.
Well, that's an RCMP thing to do. So
I know.
So I do have to say that's an RCMP thing to do, is to ride an elk or a bull moose or something along that lines. And Corrine, you had something that Corey wanted to say?
Yeah, I say this. 43.
All right. Well,
43.
That's good enough for me right now.
Do we have to take 43 shots to get through the show?
No, but Corey decided to bring over a Mickey of Jägermeister. And you got to realize, Dave doesn't drink. Dave does not drink at all. And Jager's going down very, very smooth right now. So I'm pretty happy.
You're pretty happy? Are you evil, Dave, since Dave doesn't drink?
No, you know what? I get happy and lustful, and I start to slur my words.
You're hustful.
Yes. So Corey is the 43 lady tonight. So all of a sudden, when someone mentions 43, Corey is going to be passing the bottle over. I think it's kind of rude of her to be doing things like that. Jägermeister Captain Max is I don't even know, it's a very lovely alcohol that tastes like licorice and cough medicine mixed into one. It really
I like that.
Oh yeah. When you finally come to BC, you can come have a shot of this with me. Hey, Crypto Guru, are you still around?
I am still here for a few more minutes. I smell the candles burning. I can almost taste the cake, but I've got an early day tomorrow. But I'm going to stick around for a couple more minutes.
Awesome. Hey, Crypto, tell us a weird story that you've been working on lately, because we are going to be getting into the Spaced Out Radio book coming up here in June, and that kind of excites me.
It does. What I'm working on right now is a couple of ghost cases, especially one in Beaver Creek, Ohio, called The Ghost of Gretchen's Walk. As the story goes, there was a gentleman who came over from Ireland with his wife and his young daughter, and the wife died. They buried her at sea. They came over to and settled in Ohio, where he worked the canals. And as it happened, his daughter passed away. He had to bury her around the canal until he could get her body back to Ireland. He exhumed her, loaded her up on the ship, and as they were going back to Ireland, the ship sank and everyone on board died. Apparently, according to a billboard there put up by the state of Ohio, that the walk is indeed haunted. Over the summer, my young daughter Willow and my wife and I, and our one of our sons, Sterling, we decided to go to Gretchen's Walk there for a conference. And it was around midnight, and we decided to go find this walk. It sits back in the woods by about a mile. And my daughter, Willow, was very, very hesitant. She didn't want to go. As we were going into the woods, she started to become very tearful and saying that, there's something out there. There was something following us. And, of course, I said, I don't think that that's the case, trying to reassure her. So we kept on going, and it got to the point where we were about a quarter of a mile away, and my daughter just simply stopped moving, and she said, I'm not going to go any further. She was weeping hysterically. She said, there is something out here with us. So as a good father that I am, I physically picked her up and carried her the rest of the way to this allegedly haunted walk, and I set her down inside the walk, and I said, see, Willow, there is absolutely nothing here. And I take a picture, and behind her are a set of two glowing eyes, which was very, very disheartening, because the eyes were actually coming from inside the walk itself, which was very, very scary. So the Crypto Guru is now going to expand slightly, and I'm going to be working with my wife, Ashley, on a new book called On Ghosts, and as part of my On series. And the Ghost of Gretchen's Walk will be featured in that new book, and I hope that will be out by October.
Well, you know what? That gives us a new topic to talk about on June 8th when you're back on the show for your monthly feature.
That sounds like we'll talk ghosts. I'll tell you what. Let's talk about historical, because ghosts are actually pieces of history. They're bookmarks in events throughout the human experience. So we will talk about some famous historical sites that have ghostly hauntings to it. Does that sound like a plan, my friend?
I think that sounds fantastic. Ronnie, yes, it's always good.
I'm looking forward to it. All right, my friend. Hey, that's going to be it for me. I apologize for having to be... But happy birthday to you, my friend.
Thank you.
And like I said, I'm looking forward to being on with you every month, and thank you for allowing me to come on to give you my birthday wishes.
Much a pleasure, Ron. It's always good to hear from you, and we'll talk to you in just 2 weeks' time.
I can't wait. I'll be looking forward to it.
Take care. We're going to hop out for a break here on Spaced Out Radio. When we come back, Max Steele, his hot co-host Nicole, Corrine DeWinter, the fabulous poet, and Elizabeth Anglin will all be back to stick around and chat about whatever we want to chat about. You're listening to Spaced Out Radio. I'm your host, Dave Scott. We'll be back after this break.
Would you like to become one of our space travelers? All you have to do is click on the Space Travelers icon at spacedoutradio.com. For only $5 a month, you can get access to some great prizes, as well as private monthly shows, newsletters, and a members-only section on our website. Become a space traveler today.
Hi there. This is your medium, Joanna, from Spaced Out Weekend, 2 Mediums and a Large. I would love it if you would come and join us with host James Tyson every other Sunday on Spaced Out Weekend. Together, we will take your calls and your questions live. Our goal is to provide you with a positive outlook on deep questions that you may have. Questions regarding love, relationships, money, or whatever else is on your mind. Come and check us out at spacedoutradio.com.
Every Saturday and Sunday night, as Dave Scott wanders aimlessly in the wilderness, you can come hang out with me, James Tyson, in Spaced Out Weekend. Starting at 9 p.m. Pacific, midnight Eastern, I'll take you along as we talk with some of the best experts in their fields. SpacedOutRadio.com is the place to find us. So sit down, relax, put your feet up. Enjoy the topics like the paranormal, supernatural, intuitiveness, and so much more. Hope to see you there.
Hi there, this is Elizabeth Anglin, and on the last Monday of every month, I join Dave Scott for Spaced Out Radio's Cosmic Passport. We delve into everything from extraterrestrial contact to animal communication. It's a lot of fun, and every month it's something different and exciting. I would love it if you would join us. You can hear and learn from my experiences, and I'd like to know about yours as well. Cosmic Passport on spacedoutradio.com.
Hey everybody, this is Patrick Webster Small, and I'm here to bring you the Webster Phenomena every Saturday night, live at 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern. If you're looking for aliens and extraterrestrials, well, we've got them. Big and tall, short and small. You're bound to find what you're looking for, so join me on the Webster Phenomena right here on Spaced Out Radio.
Visit purpleplates.com today. For over 40 years, the Purple Energy Plates have been delivering amazing results for their many customers. Inspired by the great genius Nikola Tesla, the harmony, healing, and energetic effects of the plates have proven over and over to be beneficial and often miraculous to thousands of customers. With their money-back guarantee and the many benefits, how can you afford not to get one? Check their site for daily specials and choose from their many energy products. You won't be sorry. Visit them today at purpleplates.com for mind, body, and spirit, and expect a miracle.
Have you ever wondered about those weird and strange creatures people have reported throughout history? Do you wonder if those stories are real? Me too, and that's why I started Cryptopia.us. Hey, this is Rob Morphy, crypto historian. Join me once a month on Spaced Out Radio with Dave Scott, where we will get into the odd and bizarre reports, from the Dover demon to hairy hominids and everything in between. I will break down what people like you and me are seeing at spacedoutradio.com.
Looking for a place to advertise at a very reasonable cost?
Look no further than Spaced Out Radio.
SpacedOutRadio.com has an advertising tab that you can click on to check out our daily, weekly, and monthly packages to play on radio
or our website, including social media.
From commercial spots to banners, we have it all.
Check out our competitive pricing today.
Want to connect with us online? Find us on Facebook, Spaced Out Radio Show, on Twitter, @Spaced Out Radio, on Instagram, Dave Scott, SOR, on YouTube, Spaced Out Radio Show, and our website is spacedoutradio.com. All right, space travelers, here comes the second half hour of Spaced Out Radio. Welcome back to Spaced Out Radio tonight. I am your host, Dave Scott. Thank you so much if you're tuning in on the SHR Media Network. If you are in the Spaced Out Radio chat room on Spreaker, listening in on Paranormal Forum, or on Facebook at Euphoria Chronicles, as well as the SOR chat room, thank you so much for celebrating tonight with me, as it's my birthday. So we're having a lot of fun here tonight. Anybody who wants to stop by really can. We're taking your phone calls as well at 25... No, that's my cell phone number. I'm going to just hush up on that one a little bit. Oh, Corey comes in. Corey comes in. She's like, no more shots. So I'll give you the call-in number for the show since I have it written right down here. 702-302-4556. On the line with me, I got Max and Nicole from the Max Steel Show. I've got Corrine DeWinter from purpleplates.com, who is my favorite poet in the world next to Leonard Cohen. And, of course, I have Mrs. Cosmic Passport, Elizabeth Anglin, with us, my spiritual guru. Yes. You're married to your show. Well, you know what? We'll get that show to place a ring on your finger. That way you can say you're committed to something. Corrine, you know what I would like from you tonight? Corrine, oh, you know what? I forgot to turn you guys on. Everybody's like, where are they? Where is everybody? Hold on. There we go. I couldn't see the little button. I thought I'd press the little button, but Corey's bottle of Jagermeister was blocking the way. So, yes, you nobody heard you being committed to your own show. Corrine, I would like a favor tonight.
Okay.
I would love it if you, sometime tonight, in the next 2.5 hours, would find a really good poem of yours to read to us.
Oh, my God. I would love that, Dave. And I have a great one that involves a UFO incident.
Awesome. I would absolutely love that because you are so talented when it comes to writing. And our audience knows you as the Purple Plates lady. They don't know you as poet extraordinaire that you have actually won awards for your writing. So sometime tonight, I would love, as a birthday present to me, for you to read one of your poems.
Okay, you got it.
And what's really cool, coming up in a few minutes, Joanna the Medium, from Two Mediums and a Large with James Tyson, she's actually going to call in and give me a birthday reading for all of you to hear. For all of you to hear. So I'm kind of excited. I'm kind of excited about that. Hey, Max. What's going on over there?
Where?
At your place. You know what? I got to tell a funny story here, because last week Max had me on his Captain Max Steel show on the Wolf Spirit Radio Network. And we had everything going by Skype. And, you know, a lot of people, I try and keep my identity kind of hidden, not because I'm a superhero or anything like that, but, you know, it's just a thing for me. In radio, I like the anonymity, and that's the reason why I don't post a lot of pictures. So the other day, when I was on the show with Max, I actually was on camera and with everybody who was hosting that day, and I kept on trying to throw Max off by like sticking my finger up my nose or putting little notes up to the camera and everything like that. And he must have cracked up about 4 or 5 times during the 2 hours that were on there. So it was quite funny. I didn't throw you off too much, did I, Max?
No, you didn't, but I'll tell you one thing. I had such great fun with you being there with Nicole and Jessica Morocco that was there. I have 2 girls. I love to be around women. It just gives me a lot of power and a lot of energy, because the females do have a lot of energy. And I hope one day they can take over the earth and control the earth over the male. We need that. We have females to control us. But anyway, I did feel good about it, and I really thank you for being on the show. And not only that, I listened to the show yesterday, and I was laughing I can't say the word on there, but I had a great time, and I am so happy that today is your birthday, and you are 43. 4 and 3 is 7. And then we're in the year 2016, which is 6 and 1 is 7. So you're in the right year, my brother, and there's a lot of beautiful things coming your way, and you don't even know it.
Oh, you got to fill me in, my friend, because...
Nah, I can't.
It's all about disclosure, though. It's all about disclosure.
Yeah, it's about that job. They keep calling me to accept the job. You know, the job... well, I don't know what you say here, but anyway, it's a very important job.
Well, you know what? You know what? Mrs. Spaced Out Radio is listening in the room right above me because she's got to watch over little SOR as he's sleeping. But she's like, come on, Max, buck up here. Buck up.
You know what? This year, before it's over with, Nicole and myself, I like to drive, so I'm going to drive my Lincoln Navigator to Edmonton, where she lives. I'm going to pick her up, and then we're going to head over to the BC Republic, where you live. So I'm definitely going to go there to visit you, and maybe we can do a show together.
You know what? I would absolutely love that. Absolutely love that. You know, you and Nicole, the door is open, and we'll pick a night when we can have a small fire, because it's usually fire ban season here in summer. But we'll sneak in a campfire somewhere. Hey, I like
to try the Jager though.
Oh yeah, we'll get. Corey, the booking coordinator, she's in control of the beverages here at the Spaced Out Radio bar. You know, she has to get permission from Chris in the Spaced Out Radio chat room to attend the bar, but she is serving up a mean drink tonight. And, you know, she's dangerous. She really is dangerous. You know, she goes to these hippie music festivals and she ends up, you know, going all around and just, she's dangerous to me, but she, yeah, you know what? She has this van that she's nicknamed the Shaggin' Wagon that is parked in my driveway right now. And she's mean to me. You know, she owns the SOR hot tub, and, you know, we have a good time. So when you and Nicole come this way, we'll go over to Corey's, we'll hop in the SOR hot tub, hopefully the Northern Lights will come out, and we'll have a good time.
You betcha.
Okay. All right. I think Joanna is here. I think that's you. Joanna, are you around yet? Somewhere. Maybe she's just playing like she's on hold right now. Elizabeth, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm trying to, you know, think of something to say. I can't remember. Can you hear me? Say,
I
hey, there she is.
Hi, Joanna.
Hey.
Hey,
How are
I have
you?
two things going for. I'm trying to figure out why this is. I'm hearing both. I'm seeing one show with two places. I don't know what to do here.
I don't know.
Hey, how are you?
I am good.
Hang on. I think what I'm going to do is this. There we go. That's better.
Turn the volume down. That's what we need to do. So Joanna the medium is very, very special to me because she has helped me out spiritually, and I think I've helped her out. Probably not as much as she has helped me out. I have to tell everybody here, I am very, very blessed with this show because there are so many spiritual and intuitive people that I can rely on for answers. Elizabeth being one of them, Corey being one of them, or Corrine being one of them, Max being another, and Joanna being one. And when I get all of you guys together, it makes me happy because as someone who suffers from depression and anxiety, you know, sometimes I need that little boost, that little pat on the back to know that I am doing things the right way or the wrong way, or is the direction I'm heading the right way. And all of you are always able to give me an answer. So from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate you guys doing that for me, because to be in a position like this where we're creating a little bit of a business, we're gaining a little bit of steam every day, a little bit more on making this show a little bit more popular, and catching the ears of people who may not like the shows that they've originally listened to, or maybe they've tuned out. We're trying to bring them back into radio. And if it wasn't for having a team like you guys and a couple others surrounding me, it would be so much more difficult. So you guys take a lot of stress off of me. So all four of you and the other couple people who helped me out should really be commended for that.
Thank you. By the way, happy birthday, and I have lost my voice. So my apologies. Can you hear me? Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you perfectly.
I think I have lost my voice for some reason. So I don't know how much I can talk. So is it a big 25?
I wish. If you know what? I became a father at 25. So I'm a little bit older than that.
Okay, just a little bit though.
Yeah. I'm still pretty though. I'm still pretty. My mom told me on the weekend I'm still a good-looking boy. So I'm going with that.
No question there. That's for sure. How has your day been so far?
You know what? I've had a great day. I went into my daytime office. I had a great time. And one of the ladies I work with in my office, I have to tell you this, in my daytime office, I have from one of my clients, because I work in financing, I have from one of my clients a miniature palm tree. And today, and I named it Ned. Nedley to be exact, but it wanted to be called Ned, so I named it Ned. Well, today, Hilda brings in a little cactus for me, because I love cactuses. So for my birthday, Hilda brings me in a cactus, and I've named it Fredley. So now I have Ned and Fred on my desk in my office in my daytime job. I'm pretty happy about that.
So what you're saying is you've got company.
Exactly. I always have someone. I always have someone who is willing to talk to me.
I guess that's the best you can do.
Exactly. I'll take it though.
Oh my God, that's funny. Did you have a birthday cake?
I did, but I you know what? That brings up a good story, because Corey came over for dinner, and I had my parents and my daughter. My daughter lives with her mother about 4 hours away, and my parents live near her. And they came up for the weekend, because up here in Canada it was a long weekend, for Victoria Day long weekend. And Mrs. SOR's mom sent me up a package for my birthday. And if you know me, I love hot sauce. The hotter, the better. Like, I do hot wings challenges. For some reason, I love to punish my body. So if you know about hot sauce, you know about, they're all rated by Scoville units. So the hottest I have ever tried up until this point was about 500,000 Scoville units. Now, to compare that to Frank's Red Hot Sauce, Frank's Red Hot Sauce is about 8,000 Scoville units. And if you think Frank's Red Hot Sauce is hot, well, this one is, this one will burn your ass before it even comes out, right? That's literally the way it is. So
that's a great gift for a birthday.
Oh yeah, I'm excited. So Mrs. Space Out Radio says to me tonight, she's like, what do you want for your birthday dinner? I said, I want bar food. I want finger food. I want jalapeno poppers. I want hot wings. I want spring rolls. And I want an ice cream cake.
And in your toilet.
Well, pretty much. So anyhow, I go into the hot wings, and I notice the hot wings are there. So I go get my new hot sauce. And
hot sauce.
Exactly.
Hot sauce.
I forget the name of it, so I'm going to quickly Google it here. And anyways, so I get all excited about the hot sauce coming up. Okay. And my mother-in-law got me this one, which is so hot, even the devil himself wouldn't try this.
What sauce?
Okay. It is called the Rebel. Now, remember, I said Frank's Red Hot Sauce is about 8,000 Scoville units. Well, this damn thing, which is called the Scorpion. Okay, this is literally 1.5 million Scoville units. Okay.
Oh my God, you're a sucker for punishment.
Okay. So I have to tell you this. Eric Cooper from Forest Moon Paranormal has just joined in. Eric, I'm going to get you to turn your sound down just a little bit if you don't mind.
Yeah, hold on a sec here.
Okay. So what happened with this hot sauce at 1.5 million Scoville units? Old Davey decides to put a little bit on his plate. Well, maybe not a little bit, but a lot. I dig into my first chicken wing. And from the time I bite in, all I can think of is, oh no. Oh no. So, right. So I'm loving this. I'm absolutely loving this. But I want you to imagine what it tastes like. Okay? Now, they say that in order to cool down this pepper that they use, they have to put in blueberries and honey in order to cool it down. Well, you know what? This did sweet F all to cool this down. So I chomp on this thing, I finish it, and it tastes like a mixture of lava, hellfire and brimstone. You know, throw in some of my ex-mother-in-law who's still pissed off a house landed on her sister. And it's just the absolute worst thing I have ever... It is brutal. It is absolutely...
You trying to think of words?
I am. You can't describe how horrible this stuff is. The blueberries and the honey did nothing for this. Okay.
Have you tried ghost peppers?
Dude, I'm going to be honest with you. They use habanero peppers to cool this down.
Oh, God.
Okay. So, anyways, I eat down on this thing, and I immediately run to the fridge. I open up the can of sour cream that we have. I start shoveling it into my mouth with a fork. That doesn't help. I am crying. Okay? 1.5 million Scoville units. And you know what? I drank a gallon of milk. That wasn't enough to cool this shit down.
What about bread?
I had none at my reach, man. I had none at my reach. So, Mrs. Spaced Out Radio gets me an ice cream cake for my birthday. I love Dairy Queen ice cream cakes. It's the one thing I ask for every year, and by God, she comes through in the clutch every year. We haven't even lit this thing yet. And there is, and I'm on fire. I'm like, cut that damn cake. I need it right. I need that ice cream. So she cuts a little piece off. So here we are. She's taking pictures afterwards with my mouth. I think I'm like frothing at the mouth here, and she's taking pictures with my candles lit. And there's a big hole in the cake because I needed to save my mouth from tearing apart. It's horrible.
Oh, Dave.
Yes.
All that milk. How much milk did you drink? I mean, how much of the milk of a gallon you drank?
Oh, I honestly, to be honest with you, I know he's over-exaggerating at about a gallon, but it was about a quarter of a gallon I drank.
Oh, my God. Didn't you take it to the bathroom?
I'm brewing right now.
There might be an explosion coming up.
Oh, my God.
1.5 million Scoville units. And I swear to God, if you go look that up on the internet, you will see the picture of stupidity and my picture right beside that.
Yeah, we'll see a picture of Dave Scott.
It is absolutely horrible. I am still sweating from that. Hey, everyone, hold on. We're going to hop out for a break here at the top of the hour, as it is my birthday show on Spaced Out Radio. I am joined by a bunch of guests. We're having just a good time, relax, kicking it back from what we normally do on this show. But thank you for tuning in, and thank you for support. We are also taking your phone calls at 702-302-4556. You're listening to Spaced Out Radio. I am your host, Dave Scott. We'll be right back for hour number 2.
Greetings and salutations, space travelers, from the Chronicles of the Unknown team.
What is Chronicles of the Unknown? I keep hearing about this thing.
It's a new paranormal reality TV show based right here in beautiful British Columbia, Canada. Follow our team as we uncover claims of activity on the Caribou Gold Rush Trail. You can also follow us here every third Monday, where 2 members of our team will be available to answer your questions. We'll give you some equipment updates and some of our experiences on the road, right here on Spaced Out Radio on the Spreaker.com network.
Do you believe you've been in contact with extraterrestrials? Have you seen the Greys, the Mantis, or the Reptilians? I am Samantha Mullet, and on the second Tuesday of each month, you can listen and learn from my experiences with off-worlders on Spaced Out Radio's The ET Experience. With host Dave Scott, we'll sit down and chat about what's going on with our friends from other worlds. We'll also try to answer your questions, so please tune in on the second Tuesday of the month, only on Spaced Out Radio.
Are you interested in advertising on Spaced Out Radio? Head to our website at spacedoutradio.com and click on our advertising tab. There, you will find an assortment of ways you can get your product out there with us, from radio commercials to banners and social media. Have a product you like our hosts to endorse? We can do that too. Visit spacedoutradio.com for more details.
Did you know that Spaced Out Radio runs 7 days a week? Hi, it's James Tyson from Spaced Out Weekend. Every Saturday and Sunday night, starting at 9 p.m. Pacific, midnight Eastern, you can join me and my guests for some great chatter about what's going on out in the universe, or even in that dark part of the basement you really don't want to go back into. Well, let's find the answers to your experiences together. So come on up to Uncle Jimbo's cabin on the weekend. For more information, look us up at spacedoutradio.com.
You hear footsteps in the empty room above you. A rocking chair begins rocking by itself. Don't be afraid of the things that go bump in the night. Reach for Spirit Storybox, the iPhone app the Huffington Post UK called the only ghost hunting app you will ever need. Spirit Storybox. The spirits are telling their stories. Are you listening?
Attention Spaced Out Radio listeners, for only $5 a month you can join Spaced Out Radio Space Travelers. Your membership at spacedoutradio.com will give you access to private fan area on the website, get you a monthly newsletter, draws for monthly swag, and a whole lot more. Sign up today to become a part of the Spaced Out Radio experience.
Right here, this is where we divulge the fruit of our research. Here on the Webster Phenomena every Saturday night at 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern on Spaced Out Radio. And we give it up to you guys, all the listeners, and the live listeners usually get something special and hang out in the chat room. And we love to have you. So we'll see you every Saturday night at 8 p.m. You know where.
If you're a fan of social media, you can follow Spaced Out Radio on Twitter at Spaced Out Radio. Give our Facebook page a like, Spaced Out Radio Show. You can also follow us on Instagram, Dave Scott, SOR. Our YouTube channel, where our archives are stored, is Spaced Out Radio Show. And of course, our website is spacedoutradio.com. Welcome back to hour number 2 of Space Out Radio tonight. I am your host, Dave Scott, celebrating my birthday in good fashion with some really horrid hot sauce and Jagermeister. Not a good combination, but thank you so much if you are tuning in on the SHR Media Network. If you're on the Space Out Radio chat room on Spreaker, Paranormal Forum, thank you for tuning in, as well as if you're on Facebook at Euphoria Chronicles, as well as the SOR Space Travelers. Always a pleasure to broadcast to you live. Tomorrow night on the show, Barry Schwartz is going to join us. We're going to talk about the Shroud of Turin. Is it really Jesus Christ? We'll find out tomorrow from Barry Schwartz on Spaced Out Radio starting at 9 p.m. Pacific, midnight Eastern Time. If you want to follow us on social media, you can do so at Spaced Out Radio. Give our Facebook page a like, Spaced Out Radio Show. On Instagram, I can be followed at Dave Scott, SOR. Our YouTube channel is Spaced Out Radio Show. And our website, where we hide our archives and everything else, is spacedoutradio.com. Tonight, I'm joined by a bunch of people. I feel really loved tonight. I have our audience, who is all over the place. Thank you so much. And on the line with me tonight is Captain Max Steele and Nicole from the Captain Max Steele Show. I got Eric Cooper from Forest Moon Paranormal, Elizabeth Anglin from Cosmic Passport and Spaced Out Weekend, the poet herself, one of my favorite poets besides Leonard Cohen, Corrine DeWinter from PurplePlates.com and Supernatural Radio, and Joanna the Medium. Eric, your microphone is way too close, man. I'm getting the sound of your beard running in and out of it. And Joanna the Medium from Two Mediums and a Large. Now, Joanna, I'm going to put you on the spot here.
Oh, surprise, surprise.
I would love for you to tell me what's going to happen in my year of 43 here, coming up.
Well, before I called, I figured you were going to ask me for a reading. So even though I'm spent, I try to meditate here. And I kept shuffling the cards at the same time. So 3 cards popped out, and I kept seeing the same vision over and over again. And the vision is of a road stretched out in front of me, but the road is not winding. It is straight as an arrow. And as I shuffled the cards, 3 cards popped out. One is called the waiting game, but it's in reverse, saying waiting game or something about you waiting for something is about to be over. The other card popped out is victory and success, and another one is spiritual union. The number 2 signifies, it's an emotional component, but it signifies choices and decisions. And in this case, I want to say this is to do with your business, not your work per se, but your business. You know what I mean by that, right?
This show is my business, so I'm hoping it's that.
That's yes. That's exactly what I mean. Now, as I shuffled the cards and as I was concentrating on information, a lady stepped forward and she showed me herself as being your grandmother from your father's side. Is she passed?
No, she's still alive, and she called me today.
Okay, no, this is somebody who is passed, and this lady showed me herself with a black cat. Did you have a grandmother, or did you know of a grandmother or great-grandmother who had a cat, black cat?
Okay, now I'm starting to get freaked out because that is my grandmother on the other side from my mom's side, and she was Haldeman Mennonite, and all the ladies wear a black cap.
Ooh, I just got chills. But this is not a black cat. It's a cat as an animal, C-A-T.
Could have been. They were farm people.
Okay, so I'm going to ask her why she's stepping forward. Did you know her?
Yes, she passed away when I was 15.
Okay. She is not speaking to me, which is telling me that there was either a problem with her communicating towards the end, or she was not much of a talker. Would you understand what I mean by that?
Yes.
Okay. She's also showing me a vision, and this is a metaphor. She's rubbing your back, and this is for comfort reasons. And when I ask her why she's doing this, she says, because he worries too much. So I kind of know you a little bit, so you've already made it know that you tend to worry. But I'm going to ask her why she's showing me this. Year 43 and 44 for you, and you just turned 43, correct?
Yes, indeed.
Okay, you're just a baby. Year 43 and 44, she says, are significant years for you, not only pertaining to your business as far as the radio show is concerned, but also with respect to your own, I want to say the word spirituality, but it doesn't feel right. So I'm going to ask her for a different word. You becoming more into yourself. So though there is a component of spirituality to it, it is you, it's almost like you coming into your own. That's the better way of saying it. So 43 and 44, very significant years for you.
Nice.
Now, she's also showing me a frog. How do you connect with a frog, or do you?
Now, I got to say this. Everybody here heard this. What was I saying beforehand in regards to, I have frogs every day, Joanna, running through my carport at the night, going
Seriously?
from, yes. And Corey and I were out previous to at the 9:30 break, and there were 2 frogs out there. I get frogs every night running through my carport.
Interesting. Okay, I'm going to ask her why she's showing me this. Okay, that's really strange. There's 2 components to it. One is frog. In this instance, she's signifying this as good luck, but there she's also calling it amphibian. What is that?
Amphibian is an aquatic reptile.
Is that what a frog is?
Yes.
No, it's not an aquatic reptile, but it's its own thing, but it's a frog.
Okay, thank you, Elizabeth.
What? Sorry, I didn't hear that.
A frog is an amphibian, yes.
Oh, it is. Okay, because that's English my second language, but that was a weird way of her saying it. Okay, this is very strange. She's connecting the amphibian with the aliens. What the hell?
Of course. Why wouldn't it be?
Sure. Huh. Because it makes no sense to me, so I don't know what that means.
Well, I haven't had a lot of alien contact in a while here.
Okay,
So-
let me just. I'm gonna ask my guide to step in here. He's saying to me that she's trying to show me, and I don't know why she's not speaking, but she's trying to show me that you will have, okay, in the next 2 years, 43, 44, also bordering on 45, you will have a lot more contact from the other side.
Wonderful.
Oh dear! If you don't want it, I guess just put the habanero sauce on the dresser.
I'm carrying Aubrey's, whatever the hell, the scorpion. I'm going to carry that with me.
Okay, there's more to it. Just hang on one sec. My guide is also saying that your grandmother is saying you are going to, I hope this is not too personal, you are going to become much less critical of yourself. In other words, you will not be beating yourself as much as you used to.
Oh, thank God. That would be wonderful.
You're going to have 100,000 plus listeners.
I hope so. I hope so.
This is both career, but it is mostly personal, and it is going to be as a result of you coming into terms with something that has been haunting you for quite some time.
Okay.
Okay, and she's connecting this to your past, but she's not showing to me what it is. And I'm just going to leave it at that. Okay, whatever this is it going to be an event or something that's going to transpire, is going to tremendously change the way you feel and think about yourself and life in general. And she's showing me this as in a positive movement forward. So this is not a negative piece of information. This is not negative.
Wonderful.
Okay. Also, she says the word patience, really, really important for you, especially in the next 2 to 3 months. Apparently, you have something coming up with regards to your personal life, and I feel it's going to bring you a lot of frustration. This is not anything negative per se, but it is something that's going to test your boundaries. Let's put it that way. And I have a feeling this has to do with your daughter.
Oh, wonderful. 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 So, yes, like I needed more stress with her.
Is she 16?
17.
17, okay.
Oh, God. You got a shotgun?
Yes, I feel this is about her. Though it's not anything negative per se, but it is going to, let's just say there's a lot of patience that's going to be required on your part.
Yes, I know that as it is. As long as she doesn't end up pregnant and goes to college, I'm just fine.
No, I'm not being shown that. Yeah, I'm not being shown that.
Good.
Okay? Also, by any chance, does she smoke?
It wouldn't surprise me.
Okay.
I know, put it this way, I do know that she does not use drugs. I do know that. She lost her favorite aunt to an overdose. So
Yeah, and I'm not seeing drugs. I saw cigarettes, but, I'm just going to leave it for what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, do you want to ask anything in particular?
You know what? I think it would be interesting, Joanna, because you and I have talked privately a number of times, and I think for the people who are extremely dedicated on making this show happen and who tune in every night, I would love for you, if you wouldn't mind, to maybe read in to tell us where we are going in the near future with Spaced Out Radio.
Okay.
If you can.
Let me see if I can get that information, if I can tune in. Just give me 1 second. You sure you want me to do this? On the radio?
If it's bad, yes. If it's good, yes.
Okay.
White knuckle.
Yeah, I don't give that information anyway. But what I'm hearing is roadblocks. So there will be some roadblocks, and I hear the word summer. These roadblocks will eventually be overcome. They do not pose any danger, quote unquote, per se, but it is going to be a nuisance. And I also feel like this roadblock is going to involve another party or another institution per se. Either, I'm just going to see if I can get a clearer picture. It almost feels like either some other entity, and I don't mean ET, I mean some outside source, either trying to undermine the show or trying to kind of push it off.
Uh-huh.
That's what I'm seeing. And I don't know if this is a competitor or someone who thinks you're in their way, but it's going to be a nuisance more so than anything else. But I do get frustration with it from your part, from your end.
Excellent. You know, we've had them happen before and we've survived, so I'm sure we'll survive this one.
Yeah, great. What's the saying? Great achievements have never come without some sacrifices, right? Is that what the saying is?
Absolutely.
Yeah, but there's nothing negative other than, again, it's just frustration. And once I look past those roadblocks, which is again what I was seeing earlier, I see a road ahead of me, and it is straight like an arrow, and there's no veering off. It's as straight as I can see, and it just continues till as far as I can see.
Do you think we're going to get picked up? Do you think that we're going to be able to build a base that is out of this world, shall we say?
I heard the word yes, but I also heard the word eventually, which, as I tune into what that energy, it feels like it's a ways off still.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not being shown a date or time frame, but he said yes, and then eventually. Yeah, eventually.
All right. Other people have told me, and you have told me in the past, that something good is happening in June and then in November again. Is there still anything new with that, or has things changed? Because the path can change.
I keep seeing summer, and the roadblocks I was referring to earlier, I feel that's going to happen around summer. But roadblocks can also signify that once you overcome them, something great can come out of it. Sometimes it can be a blessing in disguise.
Well, as long as I'm not getting sued, I'm sure I can survive it.
No, I don't see that for sure. I'm totally losing my voice. I don't see that at all, no.
Good.
there is, I am seeing you trying to convince someone who seems to be in a position of authority per se, or has a seat that is influential. And I do see you speaking to somebody. This is a male person. He wears glasses. He is probably a little bit older than you, but not much. And you are trying to convince this person. Initially, I see an aloofness about this person. But there is a bit of an interest that is not wanting to be shown.
Understandable. That makes sense, because that's usually how the radio situation works.
Mm. Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Wonderful. I thank you for that.
Oh, nothing is being put on the spot. You're welcome.
Well, no, I do appreciate that, because I wanted a birthday reading, and I got one, and it's shared with the fans and the listeners, and I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
I really do. Are you going to hang out for a bit, or are you going to get off?
I'll hang out for a bit, and then I'll crash, because I've been reading all day, so I'm a little bit spent.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Corrine, you got anything to say in regards to what Jolene said? I mean, Jolene, not or Joanna. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know what your wife says, Dave, but but I would probably listen to Joanna. I think she knows what she's talking about. So I think that was excellent.
Thank you.
Those were some of the same feelings I've been having as well in terms of success. And you are putting in your hard work for this. And it doesn't always happen that we put in hard work and things are successful to us. However, I think the timing is right for this. And I do believe that that's going to play out.
Right. How about you, Elizabeth, my other guru?
Hold on. Yeah, I get the same thing. I still think it's a little lighter in June. Roadblocks become apparent just after June, early July, late July, part of August. But by the time you get into an epic state by September, where it's almost like you overcome adversity by just saying, I'm not going to think about this anymore. I'm not going to engage with it. I'm going to let that just go be its own thing in its own space and continue on straight down the road. So at first, I think the metaphor of the twisty road actually applies to the roadblocks, like the roadblocks make you twist and turn. And then when you inside decide that you're just going to ignore the freaking roadblocks, you're just going to go straight to your goal. And it's not even going to matter.
Much like the hot sauce.
Yeah, straight to the ice cream cake.
Burn right through it. Yeah. Just burn right through it.
Right. Wonderful. Hey, I do have a question for you, Joanna, from Michael in the SOR Space Travelers. Mm-hmm. He would like to know if things can be picked up telepathically from television and radio. And I'll bring this to everybody on the panel. Let's start with you, Joanna.
That's a good question. I never thought about that. As in, let's say you're watching TV and then you are feeling something is going to come on and it does? Is that the question? Or?
Well, I think, there's always been subliminal advertising on TV, and I guess he's wondering whether or not, telepathic messages, if they've been able to figure out how to communicate with our brains on a telepathic level through TV or radio now.
Well, let me ask. So when I ask this question, my guide says this. The question that was posed is, this has been happening for many decades in your world in a way of what you call advertising.
Okay.
So I'll just ask if you can show me that a bit more. And he's showing me this as an example of images that evoke a certain feeling upon which we act later. So this has been going on for quite a while already.
Very cool. Elizabeth, what do you get on that?
Oh, I was told back in the early 90s, much like Barbara Marciniak wrote about this in her We the Arturians. I mean, she stopped watching TV because of psychic subliminal and psychic mind control messages in advertising on TV. And so I was told way back in the 1990s to stop watching TV, stop watching advertising, because there was so much mind control going on, and it was limiting. It was causing our neural pathways to be directed in a way over time that would cause us later on to be set up for a bigger mind control, a bigger mind at the whole entire society of TV watchers. So I agree. It's been going on for a long time, and now I TiVo through the commercials, or I get things that don't have them. Although I'm sure they're in the movies and stuff now too. So I try not to perseverate too much on the negative that I've heard, but that is something I have heard.
Awesome. Corrine, do you get anything on that?
The question was, Dave, if we can pick up telepathically from the media. Is that what the question was?
Yes, from radio or television.
Well, we pick up a lot of things. We're always picking up other energies and other messages from elsewhere. I don't have a TV. I don't watch TV. But I mean, I know that I do believe it's possible that we can pick up from those sources.
Max, do you believe that's happening? Subliminal, telepathic messages through television and radio?
It's possible. It's possible. Yeah, I could say. I'm not really sure. I've never been in that position before, but it's possible. It could be possible.
Awesome. Eric, I know you're not a psychic guy, but we'll leave you out of this one because we only got a couple of minutes before we're going to break. But it's good to have you with us, Eric. I know you've been pretty much sitting there quiet for pretty much half an hour now, but I do appreciate it.
I've been multitasking, but real quick, I don't believe it's telepathic. As far as subliminal messaging, I believe that's been going on since the 70s with commercials and whatnot. I mean, so if you want to consider subliminal and telepathy along the same wavelength, I believe it's possible.
Excellent. Those of you in this SOR Space Travelers room, you can actually see a picture of me. Corey, she actually posted a picture of me in one of my gardens that I am attending to because for my birthday, she got me a pair of Bigfoot footprints to place in my garden. So I'm pretty happy about that. So you have to go in there and check it out. You definitely do. Everybody's racing to their computers right now. I hear all your fingers. Oh, what does Dave look like? Oh my God! Do we actually get a picture of the elusive Dave? I cannot believe this.
Dave, you better find out who's sleeping. who's on the line now.
I don't know. I was gonna poke someone. I gotta check here. Who could this be?
I think it's Ronald.
No, Ron left. Left.
Okay.
I think it's Max. Max, are you breathing through your nose? Or is that Nicole?
No, it's me. Sorry about that. My nose is quite big, so I had to go. Let me move it up.
Awesome. And yes, Gloria in the SOR Space Travelers, that is me, because I got Bigfoot footprints put in my garden today by Corey. So I'm very thankful with that. Hey, everyone, I need you to hold on. We're going to take a break here at the bottom of the hour. So I'm going to step away for a commercial break. Our guests on the line, we have Max Steele and Nicole from The Max Steele Show. We have Corrine DeWinter from PurplePlates.com, Supernatural Radio, and Poet Extraordinaire. We have Eric Cooper from Forest Moon Paranormal, Elizabeth Anglin from Cosmic Passport, and Joanna the Medium from Two Mediums and a Large. You guys all hold on. We're going to step away for a break. We'll be right back after this.
Have you ever had an extraterrestrial experience? One you just couldn't explain? Well, maybe I can help. Hello, I am Samantha Mullet. On the second Tuesday of each month, I will join Dave Scott on Spaced Out Radio to bring a human aspect to ET contact. It's something I've lived with my entire life, and I'd love to help you understand. Let's share our experiences. The ET Experience, the second Tuesday of each month, only on Spaced Out Radio.
Fairies, Bigfoot, dogmen, trolls, goblins? Hey, if it's cryptid in any way, I'm looking into it. Hi there, this is author Ronald Murphy, also known as Spaced Out Radio's Crypto Guru. Join me every second Wednesday of the month on Spaced Out Radio with Dave Scott, where we will talk about the stories people call tall tales. I will fill you in on the latest sightings and the hidden histories that are causing quite a stir. You can find everything at spacedoutradio.com.
Hi there, this is Jolene with Rivulet Reiki and Readings, and I want you to relax. Let me help you chill out and get in touch with your body, mind, and soul. In this busy world, sometimes we need to let go, and this is where I can help. Visit my website, rivuletrndr.wix.com/rivuletrndr, or my Facebook page, Rivulet R&R, to set up an appointment for relaxation, Reiki, or readings, no matter where you are. It's time for you to make time for you.
Would you like to expand your clientele? Have you ever thought of online radio advertising? Check out spacedoutradio.com to get your name out there. Our listeners support those who advertise with us, so why not give it a try? We have the most competitive advertising prices out there. Just click on the advertising tab on spacedoutradio.com and contact us today.
Are you an ET experiencer, but you just don't know what's going on? Are you too timid or shy to discuss it with anyone? Maybe I can help. Join me, R. Keith Andrews, the first Friday of every month on Spaced Out Radio, and I will help you to find the answers you're looking for. Together, I will help you understand the off-worlders and the true meanings behind your experiences. All you have to do is join us in the Spaced Out Radio chat room. See you there.
Every Saturday and Sunday night, as Dave Scott wanders aimlessly in the wilderness, you can come hang out with me, James Tyson, in Spaced Out Weekend. Starting at 9 p.m. Pacific, midnight Eastern, I'll take you along as we talk with some of the best experts in their fields. SpacedOutRadio.com is the place to find us. So sit down, relax, put your feet up, enjoy the topics like the paranormal, supernatural, intuitiveness, and so much more. Hope to see you there.
Hi there, this is your psychic medium Joanna, and I would love it if you would join us every other Sunday on Spaced Out Weekend. With host James Tyson, we'll bring you personal psychic messages on Two Mediums and a Large. Questions about love, life, career changes. We would love it if you would come and join us live. Call in and listen in for the experience. Allow us to open the doors to your other side. Two Mediums and a Large, heard only on Spaced Out Weekend at spacedoutradio.com.
Would you like to become one of our space travelers? All you have to do is click on the Space Travelers icon at spacedoutradio.com. For only $5 a month, you can get access to some great prizes, as well as private monthly shows, newsletters, and a members-only section on our website. Become a space traveler today.
Do you have a topic or a guest that you'd like to hear on Spaced Out Radio? Let us know at spacedoutradio.com, where you can sign up to become a Space Traveler member today. Or you can find us on Twitter at Spaced Out Radio and on our Facebook page, Spaced Out Radio Show. The man, the myth, the legend, Bumblefoot, rocking us around Spaced Out Radio. Hey, if you're listening in on the SHR Media Network, thank you so much for joining us. If you are on the Spaced Out Radio chat room, like the Goat Man himself, Joey Effin Giggles from the WIRN Network, thank you so much for tuning in. Always appreciate you. If you're on Paranormal Forum, thank you for tuning in, as well as on Facebook, Euphoria Chronicles and the SOR Space Travelers. Absolutely a pleasure to have all of you with us tonight as we just kind of kick back and have some fun tonight as we've been doing. Tomorrow night on the show, Barry Schwartz is going to join us. We are talking about the Shroud of Turin. Is it really the Shroud of Jesus Christ? Barry seems to think so, and he's got the evidence to prove it. He's actually worked on the Shroud of Turin. That's tomorrow night on Spaced Out Radio. Remember, if you want to follow us on Twitter, you can do so at Spaced Out Radio. Give our Facebook page a like, Spaced Out Radio Show. On Instagram, I can be followed at Dave Scott, SOR. Our YouTube channel is Spaced Out Radio Show. That's where we put our archives. And, of course, our website is spacedoutradio.com. I want to get a little paranormal here, if you guys don't mind.
Hey, Dave.
Yes, Joanna.
I got to read this to you because I just felt I needed to look at this. So I looked at the animal totem of a frog, and listen what it says. Symbol of transition and transformation. This spirit animal supports us in times of change. Strongly associated with the water element, it connects us with the world of emotions and feminine energies, as well as the process of cleansing, whether it's physical, emotional, or more spiritual and energetic. And your grandmother was talking about you going through changes.
Yes. That is
so
cool.
This frog is consistent with what she was showing me. So that's pretty cool.
I'm actually quite excited about that.
That's
I am
pretty cool.
very, very excited about that, and it's amazing.
You can call on the frog. You can call on the frog spirit to support you in clearing negativity and toxic energies.
Well, right now I need that due to the hot sauce. I got to be honest. My lips are still numb from that hot sauce, and I ate that like 3.5 hours ago. So
whatever you do, don't touch anything anywhere with that sauce on your hands.
Oh, I already washed my hands a number of times. I actually did that once accidentally, and I had an itch on my eye, and my eye, I tell you, I was crying out of one eye for about an hour and a half. Man, did that hurt. Never do that. Wash your hands after you use hot sauce. Wash your hands. That's just the way it is. Derek White Sky Cloud is popping in with some messages on Skype right now saying happy birthday. So thank you, Derek White Sky Cloud from Chronicles of the Unknown. Always appreciate them. And we always appreciate them. Hey, let's talk a little paranormal here. Eric, I want to start with you on this one. What's the weirdest paranormal experience you've had as an investigator?
Let's see, the weirdest. Oh God, I was just thinking about this. I have to say my reptilian experience when I was stationed in Atlanta, and yeah, we'll get to that on the 31st as well. But yeah, I was outside my apartment, and I do get energy feelings. I'm not psychic by any means. I'm intuitive, but yeah, I had this strange, shrill piercing in my head, and like I'll explain on the 31st, something told me it was reptilian, and it psychically attacked me for about 10 minutes, and then it was strange, but I also knew it was the Greys that actually helped me out and removed the reptilian attack. That was probably the strangest one.
Joanna, do you have any odd... I swear, it sounds like someone's got porn playing in the background.
Not me.
Can anybody else hear that? Maybe it was just me. There was some good panting going on. Absolutely. I'm blaming Elizabeth Anglin on that one. But anyhow, Joanna, what's the weirdest paranormal story that you have?
When you say paranormal, is it to do with aliens?
Anything.
Anything? Well, the one that always sticks out, I probably will for the rest of my life, is when I saw a 3D full-on spirit in my room.
Wow.
Just like a person, probably 5 feet away from me, in my room while I was awake. It was an experience I'll never forget. It was the most amazing experience of my life.
Corrine, how about you?
The weirdest paranormal experience I've ever had was the last time I fell in love.
No.
Oh, isn't that nice? Isn't that nice?
Isn't that great?
So you were listening to this show, and you had a paranormal experience.
Not quite.
Was it as good for you as it was for this show?
No. That'd be no.
Not even close.
Well, I see you got a new listener here from Sin City Radio.
Mm. Mm.
Mm.
Mm.
That man knows how to rock and roll. That's Donnie from Sin City Radio in Las Vegas, and he plays Bumblefoot on his show. So he can't be all that bad.
What's a Bumblefoot?
That's my theme music. It's an artist. Actually, Bumblefoot, I got to tell you this. Bumblefoot's wife is a veterinarian. And Bumblefoot is actually a disease that animals can get. Honestly, this is what it is. I will describe this.
Yeah.
It is a bacterial infection and inflammatory reaction on the feet of birds and rodents. The infection is more likely to occur in captive animals than those in the wild. It's like a staph infection. So, I don't know how the hell he came up with Bumblefoot for himself, but it suits him. And he actually has a guitar shaped as a B at the bottom, moving up to like a foot with toes at the end. It's kind of cool. It is kind of cool. But yes, Mrs. Bumblefoot, and I don't even know her name, I think it's Jennifer, actually is a veterinarian, so she gave him the nickname of Bumblefoot. And that's what's kind of stuck, because, you know, nicknames just kind of stick. Yeah. Max, how about your weirdest paranormal experience?
Oh my God, it was a reality. I woke up in this cave, and there was approximately about 1,000 small cages, and there was people in them. And I woke up in there, and I said, "What? And how did I get here?" And then just a little bit, maybe 5 minutes later, a reptilian walked in. They had us in a cage in there. I felt that they were going to eat us. What What are you guys laughing about? It's a real story. It really happened to me.
Holy cow.
I think you're out of there. But
Max almost gets killed, and we're laughing about it.
And you guys are laughing about it.
Oh yeah, they're definitely meat eaters.
Oh, for sure, for sure, absolutely.
Well, one of the paranormal thing is that it's not really a paranormal. Is that the way I fell in love with Nicole is so beautiful.
Yeah.
Nicole, have you had a weird paranormal experience you want to share?
Yeah,
I have.
Met Max.
I can't explain it. Something happened to me back in 2007, and I was able to affect other people through my mind.
What the hell is that noise?
And I couldn't get out of my house because every time I would look at somebody walking by, and people ride their bikes in the winter here, right? So I see this guy riding a bike, and I think that he's going to flip over, and he does. And then I was at the mall, and there's these kids, skating on the ice, and I said, don't look at the kids, don't look at, they're all going to fall. And I looked at the kids, and they all...
Hey, what's that noise in the background? It sounds like somebody scratching something.
I think that is Eric's feed, to be honest with you. I really do.
Put some shoes on, Eric. Put some shoes on.
Oh, my God.
Absolutely. Well, I'm going to tell you a weird story that happened to me just the other night on Sunday. So, Corey, my booking coordinator, she also works with a group up here called the Questers. And they had a couple of psychics come up, which I thought was really weird because the name of their show when they did live readings in front of an audience was called Two Small Mediums with Large Hearts. I thought that was kind of coincidental. So Mrs. Spaced Out Radio and I go to this thing. And this one speaker, and we're in a small room, like there's only about 30 people there, and we're in a small room, and I'm watching this one speaker, one of the psychic ladies. I don't even know her name, to be honest, but what a lovely lady she was. And I'm sitting there, and I never see auras. Never. And I'm staring at her, and she has this glowing green aura all around her. And I'm weirded out by this because I never see auras. As the aura started to fade, as she's sitting down and then she stands up to do her turn for the reading and everything like that, I see an extraterrestrial gray right behind her. And that was weird for me. That was very weird. We got a call coming in. Let's see who this is. Hi, area code 336. Who is this?
This is Eric from Paranormal Forum.
Hey, Eric. How you doing, man?
Doing all right. I'm at work.
Oh, good.
As usual.
Good to see you paying attention to your job and calling in tonight. Thank you so much.
No, it's a slack time. All our customers are in bed right now, thank God.
Excellent. So you're calling in. What do you have on your mind tonight, my friend?
Well, I just want to say, I guess now it's a belated happy birthday.
Oh, not for me. Not for me. I got an hour and 15 minutes left. Yes.
Ah, that's right. You're on a different time zone. It's almost 2 o'clock here.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And I appreciate everybody at Paranormal Forum. You guys have really adopted this show in the nighttime. And, to have all of you there, whether it's Armand, Roz, Debbie, Joe Mama, Jadams, or whoever it is, it's Lynn as well. It's always a pleasure to have all of you tuning in and chatting about Spaced Out Radio on a nightly basis.
Oh, we don't. Now that I can get it, I won't miss an episode.
Yeah, Eric was one of the guys who was so pissed off because he wanted to hear this show, and he couldn't because of our previous format. It wouldn't, the stupid security blocks that were on there wouldn't allow him to tune in. And he's like, Dave, you got to change formats. Damn it, I want to hear your show and I can't. So now that we've finally changed formats, Eric's allowed to participate now, and we love having him here.
Love to be able to call in. Love to be able to hear it. Y'all are having a blast, it sounds like, tonight.
Absolutely. Eric, we're talking paranormal here. What is one of your strangest paranormal encounters that you have encountered?
Okay. This one sounds like this is really a true story. I'm not making this up. When my wife and I first got married, I worked weekend nights. So, the kids would be at school during the week, and that allowed us to be adults through the day, through the week. And one day, we were taking a nap, and I woke up, and I had what I thought was my wife's arm coming up over. I was holding my wife's arm as I was laying on my side. Well, I heard noises in the kitchen. Okay, so there's only two of us in the house. That meant she was in the kitchen getting, started on dinner or something. The arm that was wrapped around me and the hand that was under my hand shrank and got corpse cold, like the kind when you touch somebody in a casket.
Yeah.
And it was on Halloween Eve night. And just like the year before, I had somebody I was in a relationship with die in a sort of unexpected, well, I don't guess anybody expects it, but she had died in a plane car crash. And I always feel like the hand and everything was the right size to have been her. So that was probably the weirdest. But I chalked that one up to, being the scientist I am, I put that up to being not quite awake or in that twilight zone, where you're waking up. But I'm pretty sure I was awake by then. But I couldn't convince myself completely that was what was happening.
That is weird, man. I have never had that happen.
That's the only time it's happened to me. But just feeling that arm and hand shrink, it was like it shriveled up and got cold. Just not a pleasant sensation.
I bet. Have anybody on the rest of the panel ever had that experience?
Mm-mm. No. Nope.
Never.
Can't say I have.
Is the guest from North Carolina 336?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I'm 10 miles north of Sparta, North Carolina, in the mountains.
Yeah, my parents live in Burnsville, up and around Yancey County. With experience I just related happened in Yancey County, North Carolina. That was 828 area code. Yeah, I live just outside of Winston-Salem now. And our house that we live in now has weird stuff happen, but I'm almost a believer in the idea that if somebody wants things to happen, they will. And my wife is, I think she attracts stuff, if that makes any sense.
Well, it's all about what energy you put out to attract, whether it's negative or positive.
Mm-hmm.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true.
I've just always, we have a crawl space under our house, and I had to get up under there to do something once with the air conditioning. The air handler was under there. And I'll be honest, I almost feel like if I dug around under there, I'd find a body. I just don't feel comfortable under that house is always, I've always felt like there was somebody buried under it. And I'm moving soon, so I'm almost tempted to go down there and just check it out before I leave and lose the opportunity.
No way, man. I vote no. That's getting into some weird stuff there.
Yeah,
I second that.
Nobody has been in this house very long. I mean, we lived in it probably as long as anybody. Ever since it's been built, people have come and gone. We're probably like the 8th, 9th family that's lived in this house, and it was only built in the 70s.
So just remember, some things you don't want to know. So if you haven't checked it out yet, don't do it now.
I've got too much curiosity for my own good. I would just, I would trust my intuition better, or at least be more critical of it if I check this out. I almost feel like I need to validate my instincts on this. But I don't know.
You don't think your intuition is telling you don't go there?
Yeah.
No, not really. No, maybe when I first got there, but in the last 7 years, I've evolved in the paranormal. I recounted to Dave something that happened to me in Rhode Island that, if the shrinking hand wasn't enough, what happened in Rhode Island was more than enough to put me over the edge.
Yeah, what happened?
So it was like after.
Eric, spill the beans on that one again.
Okay. I was visiting a relative. I have an aunt that lives there in West Warwick, Rhode Island. I believe I've got the right part. It's all. I just call it all Providence because it's all one big area to me. And I had driven. I had worked that night. I'm a night shifter, so obviously drove up there, and was really too wired out to sleep well because I'm always awake at night. And I was laying in bed watching the digital clock next to the bed, watching the minutes change and wondering, do I really need to get up and go to the restroom or not? And, just thinking of just random crap in the middle of the night just to hopefully fall back to sleep. And this voice, just as clear as if somebody were standing behind my head, said, excuse me, and the accent was like something you would get out of a Charles Dickens movie or something, like Edwardian era, Victorian era sound to the voice. And there's no way the headboard was right up against the wall. There was no place for somebody to be standing. The room is on the second floor, so it's not like somebody was standing outside the window. And just one of those things where I ran all the next morning as soon as it was daylight. I'm looking for microphones. I'm looking for ways to get prank speakers. Nothing in that house. And of course, when it happened, I was alarmed. I threw my hand up, and I wear kind of a heavy class ring. And the hand that flew up, and when I yelled, what, and then the F word, my hand hit the headboard. There's a loud crack. So I thought the next morning I would apologize to my aunt and my cousins for, yelling an F-bomb out at 4 a.m. and, disturbing everybody. And my aunt was looking at my cousins, and my cousins were looking at my aunt like, are you going to tell him? Are you going to tell him? No, you tell him. Apparently, there's stuff like that happens in the house all the time, and I didn't know it. So, and it's not an old house. There's houses that date back to the 1600s in that neighborhood, but the house they had was probably built in the 60s, late 50s, 60s. But the land there, there's a cemetery with tombstones that go back into the early 1700s right behind their house. So the house itself, the area itself, is probably just jam-packed with spirits. I'm going up there again this summer, and this time I'm going prepared, so I'm hoping whatever it was might try to get my attention again.
Very cool.
And I'm going to try and document it.
Very cool indeed. You need to go back there. You need to go back.
I will.
Awesome.
Yeah, I've been digging up all my stuff where I'm packing for the move, and anything that looks like it might be handy for ghost hunting is going in a special box. It's not going to go to storage.
Awesome. Eric, thank you so much for calling in. I appreciate that, man.
All right. Yeah, thanks for having me on. See you later, Dave.
Take care, and thank you for the birthday wishes. I appreciate that.
All right,
Dave,
you're welcome.
Dave, can I say something?
Sure.
Okay. I've been remote viewing that house, and I see a girl, 14 years old, buried underneath that house.
Ew.
And she is blonde hair. Well, the hair is all gone. You don't see the skeleton. I'm getting the name of Elizabeth Samantha Hutton, Hutton.
Hutton?
Hutton, yeah.
Elizabeth
Samantha Hutton, 14 years old. When she was buried there, she was wearing a blue dress, long dress, and a white sweater. And she was blonde hair. And her hair was not long. It came up to her shoulders.
Okay.
And I will leave that alone because she was murdered there in that house.
Dang. So my intuition was on with that.
Yeah.
How did you get the name?
I tuned into the vibration. I'm a remote viewer. I've done this for the military many times.
Wow, that's awesome.
And also for the CIA and NSA. They call me sometimes to do work for them. But I tune in very. I mean, it's like she told me her name. It's the way it happened.
Well, it's got to be frustrating for her to be missing. I don't know, like, now I almost feel like I need to unravel that just to give her some peace. Especially now that I know it's there.
I wouldn't do that because the killer lives very close by.
Oh, gosh.
And the other thing is I'm looking at North Carolina missing girls here on Google. And I still haven't found her name at all.
Yeah, we never found. My wife and I both felt like there was something odd about this house, so we have hunted this address down many times, trying to see if anything happened there. And there's nothing hit the news. And I mean, I guess the biggest thing to hit our news was that Satanist that I actually ran into him a couple times. His name is oh God, he changed his name to that demon from Exorcist. Guy was creepy. No, shoot. They found a couple dead bodies in his backyard here in Clemens, and I actually encountered the guy a couple times because he used to, when I worked in Greensboro, I used to stop at a particular store to get a candy bar and a Coke for the ride into town, or, ride into work. And I caught that guy looking into my car one night, and I can see his face, and I cannot for the life of me pull his name up. But
Sounds like a real pleasant guy.
He gave me the creeps, and I'm not really scared of too many people. I mean, for the most part.
Sounds like he's related to my former mother-in-law.
He might have been. Whatever the name of the demon was in The Exorcist, and that just... Yeah, he had actually changed it. Pazuzu, that was it. Wow. His name was Pazuzu Algarad. And he made the news because him and his girlfriend lived in a house that was full of rotting animal corpses and
nice guy.
Mold and filth. Yeah, and they found a couple people that they had murdered buried in the backyard of the house. So after they figured this out and sent him to prison, they raised the house. Raised the house, probably salted the ground.
Everyone, I have to hop out for a break here at the top of the hour. You're listening to The Birthday Party on Spaced Out Radio. We're chatting about absolutely everything tonight. We'll be right back with our panel right after this break.
Become more intimate and interactive with Spaced Out Radio. Join our Space Travelers Club with your new membership. For $5 a month, we'll provide you with special access to the website, monthly prize draws from books to psychic readings, along with monthly newsletter, private interviews, and more. Sign up today to be part of Spaced Out Radio's experience.
Every month on Spaced Out Radio, we look into the deep and dark reports of cryptids roaming around the world with me, Rob Morphy, from Cryptopia.us. I would love it if you would join me and host Dave Scott as we delve into the most arcane stories and reports regarding creatures of the unknown. My job is to hunt down the details and bring the evidence forward to you. These aren't your regular Bigfoot stories I'm talking about either. You can find out more about crypto history at spacedoutradio.com.
Looking for a place to advertise at a very reasonable cost? Look no further than Spaced Out Radio. SpacedOutRadio.com has an advertising tab that you can click to check out our daily, weekly, and monthly packages to play on the radio, or our website including social media. From commercial spots to banners, we have it all. Check out our competitive pricing today.
You hear footsteps in the empty room above you. A rocking chair begins rocking by itself. Don't be afraid of the things that go bump in the night. Reach for Spirit Storybox, the iPhone app the Huffington Post UK called the only ghost hunting app you will ever need. Spirit Storybox. The spirits are telling their stories. Are you listening?
Strange creatures lurking in the night, the sounds of wood knocking in the forest, odd happenings right out of a fictional world. These are the reports I love. Hi there, this is author Ronald Murphy, and I would love it if you join me and Spaced Out Radio host Dave Scott the second Wednesday of every month on our journey into the unknown land of cryptozoology at spacedoutradio.com. From Mothman to Frogman and everything in between. Hey, they don't call me the crypto guru for nothing.
Is the 24-hour world starting to wear you down? Let me from Rivulet Reiki and Ratings lend you a hand. Hi, this is Jolene, and if you're in need of Reiki or a realm reading, come to my website, rivuletrr.wix.com/rivuletrr&r, and let us help you out. At Rivulet, I specialize in healing your body, mind, and soul, no matter where you are. And be sure to check out the Rivulet R&R Facebook page for your best deals. Remember, it's time for you to make some time for you.
Find yourself constantly looking up in the sky, looking for answers? Have you had extraterrestrial contact? Are you an abductee? Looking for answers to your experiences? Hi there, I'm R. Keith Andrews, Spaced Out Radio's resident ET expert. Join me live the first Friday of every month where I take questions from the Spaced Out Radio chat room and help you understand those from the far-off world. It's 2 hours of knowledge every experiencer should listen to. Hope to see you there.
Did you know that Spaced Out Radio runs 7 days a week? Hi, it's James Tyson from Spaced Out Weekend. Every Saturday and Sunday night, starting at 9 p.m. Pacific, midnight Eastern, you can join me and my guests for some great chatter about what's going on out in the universe, or even in that dark part of the basement you really don't want to go back into. Well, let's find the answers to your experiences together. So come on up to Uncle Jimbo's cabin on the weekend. For more information, look us up at spacedoutradio.com.
Would you like to connect with us on Spaced Out Radio? Head to spacedoutradio.com to check out the latest shows, guests, and sponsors. And don't forget to sign up for the Space Travelers Club. You'll find all you need at spacedoutradio.com. Final hour of Dave's birthday show here on Space Out Radio tonight. I am your host, Dave Scott. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're on the SHR Media Network listening in the Space Out Radio chat room on Spreaker, if you're on Paranormal Forum, like Eric just called in the previous hour, or you're on Facebook at Euphoria Chronicles or the SOR Space Travelers Room, thank you so much for being with us tonight. Tomorrow night on the show, we're talking about the controversial Shroud of Turin. Barry Schwartz will be our guest. He actually has investigated it. He's touched it. He's scientifically researched it. It's going to be a great show tomorrow night indeed. Remember, if you want to follow us on social media, you can do so at Spaced Out Radio. Give our Facebook page a like, Spaced Out Radio Show. On Instagram, I can be followed at Dave Scott, SOR. Our YouTube channel is Spaced Out Radio Show. And, of course, our website, where we put everything, is spacedoutradio.com. We bring in all our guests tonight who are hanging out with me, having a good time, as I have turned the big 43 years old tonight. Well, at about 11:30 this morning. But nonetheless, I'm enjoying this. I wanted to have a nice, relaxing night with our friends and our listeners. So that's what we're doing. Tonight I am with Elizabeth Anglin, Eric Cooper from Forest Moon Paranormal, Max Steele from the Captain Max Steele Show, along with his co-host Nicole, Joanna the Medium from SOR and Spaced Out Weekend, 2 mediums and a large, and Corrine DeWinter from purpleplates.com, from Supernatural Radio. She's also a part of our panel on the SOR monthly, what do we call that? The round table, for sure. So, we bring in everybody. How are you?
Good. Good.
Weird. My Skype
Doing
is
great. Recuperating from Vegas.
and I'm not quite sure why.
Hello.
What it is. But I can't hear any of you guys. It's kind of weird.
Oh.
Derek White Sky Cloud is calling in. Let's see if we can hear Derek. Derek, are you there?
Yeah, I am. How about you guys? Happy birthday, my friend.
You know what? I don't know what's happened here. Maybe it's because I figured it out. I figured out what was wrong. On my headphones, I have a volume button, volume control, and I'm not going to lie. Old Davey here, he's a little middle-aged and a couple pounds overweight, about 6 pounds. And my gut hit the volume button. So it turned it right down. So I couldn't hear you
hit
guys.
pot sauce too much.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Derek. My other medium extraordinaire. How are you tonight?
I'm good. Happy birthday to you, my friend, and hope
Thank you.
I'm sure you're going to have yourself a beer on that one.
Well, you know what? We have been, thank you to Corey, our booking coordinator, who has a bottle of Jagermeister that is beside me. So every now and again we've been gnawing off a little sip, but that's okay. That's okay. We are all good. So Derek is a big fan of Mrs. Spaced Out Radio's pancakes, much like the rest of the crew from Chronicles of the Unknown. You know what? I didn't even get pancakes this morning. I'm a little disappointed.
Oh, how terrible she is.
I know. She treats me horribly. Horribly.
Oh, my goodness.
I know.
See what happens? You earn that certain age and then they forget about you.
I hear you. So, Derek is a paranormal investigator, part of the Chronicles of the Unknown team. He is also one of my psychic people. And he has actually really helped me in gaining my own abilities. And so I want to thank you for that, Derek. Because I am so very unsure of my own abilities, but you're the one who kind of tries to build up my confidence with that. It is tough. Not going to lie.
Things work.
Exactly. So, Derek, we were talking paranormal experiences, the weirdest ones, in the last half hour. What's your weirdest paranormal experience that you've had recently?
Being here with you.
Thank you. Thank you.
The weirdest one? Let's see. Concerned. Oh, which one would be the most exciting one? Seeing, you know what? I'm going to say who I was with. I was with you in 108 Mile House, where we're in that barn.
Yes.
Where we saw that long, that all black shadow reach his left arm out across the room and turned on the light.
That was weird.
And there was nobody in the room, and his arm got long long, went about maybe 10 or so feet across. And the crazy part of it was, folks, those are new listeners, the light switch is not easy to turn on because it's one of those old 1920s, 1930s switches that you got to push hard to push it up. And there was a door in front of that area where it's also padlocked. It would have to unlock the padlock to turn on the switch. And there was nobody there to turn it on except the black fellow. And the caretaker was walking with us, so he's the only one who had the key. Figure that one.
That one was a weird situation, and somebody mentioned the word number 43, or the number 43. Thank you, Corey, for doing that. So, das vidania to this shot.
Oh, he just turned 43. Okay. But you don't sound that bad when you...
It went down nice.
Or 43 shots.
Oh, no, I can't do that. Can't do that. I remember that barn because I want to explain to people. Where I live in the boonies here, there is a haunted museum. And they have an old Clydesdale barn that's probably 100 years old, if not a little bit older. And we were about 2/3 of the way down the barn, and I'm on my first paranormal investigation ever, and I'm kind of keeping silent as the guys from Chronicles are filming. And something told me to turn and look towards the entrance of the barn. And I turn and look, and Derek is communicating with a spirit at the far end, and he's facing the dark end of the barn. I turn and look towards the entrance, and I see this dude leaning out, looking at us. And then all of a sudden it was like, oh, he sees me, and he ducks back into this room. And when we got there, that's where the light was on. There was no light on when we got there, but when we walked in. And the only person with the keys, the caretaker named Ken, was with us. And he had to unlock this door to go into the room to turn the light switch off. It was incredible.
And you can't turn no light switch on from any house or anywhere else from outside. It actually has its own switch in the barn. The barn itself is well over 100 years old because it was actually from the 1860s when it was built.
Right. And you know what, Derek? Corey, my booking coordinator, who's sitting right beside me for this show, she is being a really bad influence tonight. She actually has heard stories that inside the barn, down where you were investigating, has actually had pictures of red eyes taken. Or not pictures, but sighting of red eyes in there.
Now, was that when you were there drinking with her?
No.
Red eyes? Oh, okay.
No, you've seen me drink. I don't drink.
Just kidding.
You are so mean. So mean.
That's when he's really tired. Bloodshot eyes.
Absolutely. Totally bloodshot eyes. I still love that experience, and I appreciate you guys allowing me to tag along when you do, Derek.
Oh, we've always liked to have you come on and join us.
I would love to do it more. Let's talk UFO sightings. Eric Cooper, what's the weirdest UFO sighting you've ever had?
I'd say the weirdest one was in Iraq, going over Syria. Because as you know, I ran a pagan group in Iraq, and so we had soldiers from all different units, and I actually had aircraft mechanics in the Army that were within our group that even they were looking at it going, it's not one of ours. But yeah, it was kind of like a triangular shaped craft. Didn't have the normal light system that normal aircraft have. It hovered, it moved very slow. Wasn't a drone, because again, our mechanics would have known a drone. But it showed up for about a week straight, and same position, was always going over Syria, and yeah, that was probably the weirdest.
Are you sure it wasn't the Aurora?
I'm positive. It made no noise, and again, the only reason I put any credence to it being UFO is again the fact that we had mechanics of various aircraft, not just birds or helicopters, but even they were baffled by it. I had a video of it at one point, but over the years, I have no idea where the video went.
Wow. Max, how about your weirdest UFO experience?
Okay, number one, I want to apologize to Derek. I owe him a big apology. I owe you an apology, Derek. Okay.
What do you apologize to me for?
Well, I said some things to you not too long, last year. I'm sorry about that. Well, you know, I've seen many UFOs. I've actually flown them. When I was on S4 in 1975, so you know, I've flown them before. And when I was in Iraq and Desert Storm, I've also seen a triangle ship. I was in the Special Forces, Black Ops, and did see a triangle several times in the air in plain daylight, probably about 2,000-3,000 feet above us. And I've seen many of them. I've seen them everywhere. And I've also seen them here in the mountains where I live in North Carolina. In fact, I took a picture of one that was in front of me. It was crossing about maybe 500 feet diameter and probably was 1,000 feet in front of me. I have the picture of that. It's on my Facebook.
Oh, wow. Wow. Elizabeth, how about yourself? Your weirdest UFO encounter?
Oh, man, there's so many. That's really hard. But I'm thinking about the one that was mentioned all over New England. It wasn't really a personal encounter for me. I was watching it from my skylight, and it was a group of UFOs around one mothership, possibly more. And they were changing shape, bouncing up and down. You would see craft come in, go out, bounce around. They would strobe orange and yellow and deep magenta and flash, and then they would morph shapes, and they were all doing this. I was in Salem, and I was looking towards Saugus, Massachusetts. I was in Salem, Massachusetts, looking towards Saugus at this mothership with all these other little ships around it. Well, at the very same time, or just after this, when the light, I couldn't see the light anymore, the person who later became my best friend was having her first realization event where she felt compelled to drive from Allston, Massachusetts, which is just to the west of Boston, up to Saugus, to the Saugus Swamp, to a back road, and she drove herself up from Allston. She got in her car, drove up to Saugus to this back road into the swamp, and walked up to the mothership with a bunch of other people. And all I remember from that night is me calling people I knew on the phone saying, "Look up. Do you see that? Do you see that?" And some people saw it, some people didn't. And it went on for a good 20, 30 minutes. And I was trying to call the, Logan Airport and see if they were getting it on radar. And it was just an immense event. And they explained it away as a looping fireball. But my best friend, that's how she found out she was an experiencer, was that she found herself driving up to Saugus for no reason to this back road into the swamp, walking up to a mothership. She just couldn't stop herself. So, that's the weirdest thing, is that the validation, I met a person who could validate that actually was a ship and not just a looping fireball. But it was cool. It was neat to see so many at once.
Joanna, have you ever had a UFO experience? I know you have stayed more on the psychic medium side, but you have been slowly moving and progressing your way into the extraterrestrial, even though you're fighting it. Have you seen a UFO before? Well, I guess not. Corrine, how about you?
I've never had a UFO experience, but I have a question. about Syrians, you guys. What do you know about Syrians? From what I learned today, they have blue skin.
No.
No? All right. Tell me what you guys know about Syrians.
Well, Syrian is more of a spiritual bloodline. It's more of a spiritual lineage. And blue skin, I mean, there are blue aliens that do work with Syrians, but there are also people who were from Sirius B, which doesn't exist anymore in our timeline, who work with aliens, and some of the aliens are blue. But, there are blue Arcturians, there are blue Vatans, and from what I remember of the people who were on Sirius B, nobody was blue. But but it could be somebody knows some blue Syrians, but that's not really. The Syrian thing is more about the lineage, and it's out of our particular timeline because there isn't really a planet there anymore.
Derek,
Okay,
what do you know about the Syrians?
Well, if anybody's ever come across a blue Syrian, you'd have to crossbreed them with a Smurf.
Yeah, my thoughts exactly.
Yeah. As far as I don't know, and there are so many varieties of extraterrestrials that come to this planet, and then what I think is really quite unique about them, because I've been on the ship many times and taken on the ship, the ones that I worked with, but they were showing me many varieties of extraterrestrials that travel all across galaxies, and they don't just cross our skies, they go through another galaxy through the Orion's belt. And I've been with them on that. When I was on that ship with them, when I went through Orion's belt, and I was on the planet with a matter of 35 minutes, 40 minutes. And they took me for a walk in there. And I mean, everybody lives for 1,000 years. They didn't live for, like, not the amount of years that we have, but these guys are normal. Like, they're very tall guys, 8, 9, 10 feet tall, the ones that I was with, and they look like us. But they were showing me all kinds of pictures of people that are from different planets, different galaxies, and some are actually, he says, others are crossed into, they step into another light, like another dimension, and they're dimensional beings. So they're not fully, how do you say it? They're not fully formed, as in, how we see ourselves fully formed. They come in and they go out. They're just there, and if they choose to be hanging around us or come visit us, it's them that actually is allowing us to see them. It's not we just want to find them. They're going to find you. And there are people out there that are going to go looking for you. They're going to find you. And but my experience with whom I've met, there's a friend of mine up in just across the border. That would be, what was his name again? It's been a while since, what was his name now? I forgot his name all of a sudden. But he's actually, they see blue people and red people, and they get off the ship and they go visit him at his house. And he's actually invited lots of people over to his house, and those people were witnesses on the property just across Seattle. And he has a big, huge chunk of property outside, and then he just takes out these binoculars that you can see through the sky, the special-made ones. They're like an infrared type. You can see extraterrestrial ships everywhere. And some of them will actually come down on land. And visit them, and they'll say hello or shake their hand, and they'll sit down, and they're outside with them. They don't go in his house or nothing, just outside, and they're having a conversation for about maybe 10, 15 minutes. And then they get back on their ship and take off. But some of their ships are actually orbital-like they're not even a ship. They're just a light, and they just walk right in and gone. They're not even it's really strange, right, because I never thought of that. They just walk into this ball of light, and they disappear. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's kind of what I was seeing over Boston, was these morphing lights. They would appear to have shape, but then they would just be light, and then they would, change shape, and they were really, really cool, but mainly light.
They somehow know how to do it. and they're way thousands of years ahead of us. So I mean, we're going to end up be able to do that sometime ourselves. I'm sure. Sometime. We're just still learning how to do. How do you drive a car without having hands on the wheel?
All right.
So,
is Joanna there yet, or is she still in the penalty box?
Probably drank too much.
No, she wasn't drinking. She wasn't drinking.
She was sleepy.
Yeah, I think she's still here. Unless she fell asleep. I don't know. You know what? She may have dropped off. I think she dropped off for the night. That's okay. Corrine, have you had a UFO experience?
I never have. As far as I know, I never have.
Well, you're boring.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? How about you, Nicole? Since Corine's not giving us the goods on her UFO stories.
Well, I can tell you that one night, I think it was around 2010, I was outside having a smoke, and it was pitch black outside. And I look up and I see a V formation, and it's going really slow. And I thought it stopped and sped up. So I went and chased it to look through the backyard to see what was going on. And I was sure I just saw a UFO. And then I came to my senses and realized that it was just a flock of birds.
Well, aren't you just generous?
It's a Canada Goose V formation. You just...
Well, I couldn't see the wings moving. I just saw this perfect V formation, and it blew my mind at the moment. So that's my experience with my so-called UFO.
Well, we got Corey here.
Corey, I think that's a great story.
Corey says it was a great story that you had. It was absolutely incredible.
Awesome. Thank you, Corey.
Now
43.
43. Oh, there it is. 43. Thank you for
43.
Are you sure you're 43?
Yes.
I'm sure.
Well, my weirdest story, I will tell you this. It's still the landing that I saw. I never saw the ship land. I didn't see it leave. But I sure as hell know that it was 150 yards away from me. And I sure as hell know that every time I asked it to turn its lights on, it would turn its lights on for me. And I can guarantee you this. If I am blessed enough to ever have an experience like that again, with a ship that close on the ground to me again, I'm going up to it. I'm manning up. I'm going to walk over there, and I'm going to say, hello, how are you? Because I've had enough experiences now where I think I'm finally brave enough, and I won't know this until I get put back in that situation, but I'm finally brave enough to go up there and say hello. And on that note, we are going
Dave,
to
I got to tell you something here before I forget. Did you hear the story about this young boy years ago that did that movie called Navigator?
Yes.
Where he took off on the... Remember the ship took him flying... Well, they just caught him recently... a week or two ago, he was trying to rob a bank, and when he came for his ship, the ship took off.
Exactly. Yeah, he didn't have much luck. He didn't have
Not
much
anymore.
luck. Exactly. Everyone, hold on. We're going to hop out for our final break of the night. You're listening to Spaced Out Radio. I am your host, Dave Scott. We'll be right back after our final break.
Are you interested in advertising on Spaced Out Radio?
Head to our website at spacedoutradio.com and click on our advertising tab. There you will find an assortment of ways you can get your product out there with us.
From the radio, commercials, to banners, to social media.
Have a product you'd like our host to endorse? We can do that too.
Visit spacedoutradio.com for more details.
Visit purpleplates.com today.
For over 40 years, the Purple Energy Plates have been delivering amazing results for their many customers. Inspired by the great genius Nikola Tesla, the harmony, healing, and energetic effects of the plates have proven over and over to be beneficial and often miraculous to thousands of customers. With their money-back guarantee and the many benefits, how can you afford not to get one? Check their site for daily specials and choose from their many energy products. You won't be sorry.
Right here, this is where we divulge the fruit of our research. Here on the Webster Phenomena every Saturday night at 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern on Spaced Out Radio.
Attention Spaced Out Radio listeners. For only $5 a month, you can join Spaced Out Radio Space Travelers. Your membership at spacedoutradio.com will give you access to private fan area on the website, get you a monthly newsletter, draws for monthly swag, and a whole lot more. Sign up today to become a part of the Spaced Out Radio experience.
Strange creatures lurking in the night, the sounds of wood knocking in the forest, odd happenings right out of a fictional world. These are the reports I love. Hi there, this is author Ronald Murphy, and I would love it if you join me and Spaced Out Radio host Dave Scott the second Wednesday of every month on our journey into the unknown land of cryptozoology at spacedoutradio.com. From Mothman to Frogman and everything in between. Hey, they don't call me the crypto guru for nothing.
Greetings and salutations, space travelers, from the Chronicles of the Unknown team.
What is Chronicles of the Unknown? I keep hearing about this thing.
It's a new paranormal reality TV show based right here in beautiful British Columbia, Canada. Follow our team as we uncover claims of activity on the Caribou Gold Rush Trail. You can also follow us here every third Monday, where two members of our team will be available to answer your questions. We'll give you some equipment updates and some of our experiences on the road, right here on Spaced Out Radio.
The last Monday of the month on Spaced Out Radio is a night of psychic vision, mediumship, UFO and ET contact, Bigfoot stories, animal communication, and so much more with me, Elizabeth Anglin. I'd love it if you would join host Dave Scott and I on the myriad of topics we delve into. Every month, we share new views that may help you understand your own experiences. So tune on in at spacedoutradio.com and stamp your cosmic passport.
Did you know that Spaced Out Radio runs 7 days a week? Hi, it's James Tyson from Spaced Out Weekend. Every Saturday and Sunday night, starting at 9 p.m. Pacific, midnight Eastern, you can join me and my guests for some great chatter about what's going on out in the universe, or even in that dark part of the basement you really don't want to go back into. Well, let's find the answers to your experiences together. So come on up to Uncle Jimbo's cabin on the weekend. For more information, look us up at spacedoutradio.com.
Missed most of tonight's show? Don't worry, you didn't miss a thing. You can head to our website, spacedoutradio.com, and download our archives for free. And don't forget to get your Space Travelers membership today. Now, back to tonight's show. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on Spaced Out Radio. I am your host, Dave Scott. And if you're tuning in on the SHR Media Network, on the Spaced Out Radio chat room on Spreaker, Paranormal Forum, or on Facebook at Euphoria Chronicles, or the SOR Space Travelers Room, I really appreciate you taking time to spend with us tonight. Tomorrow night on the show, we're getting into the controversy around the Shroud of Turin. Always a pleasure to have Barry Schwartz on the show. He has investigated it. He has touched it. He is a scientist. He believes it is that of Jesus Christ. We'll get into that tomorrow night on Spaced Out Radio. If you are on social media, you can follow us on Twitter at Spaced Out Radio. Give our Facebook page a like, Spaced Out Radio Show. On Instagram, I can be followed at Dave Scott, SOR. Our YouTube channel is Spaced Out Radio Show. And, of course, our website is spacedoutradio.com. We bring in a bunch of friends to spend with you, as we got about another, 25 minutes until my birthday is over. And we're just having some fun. Corrine, I bring you in now. Are you
okay?
There? I'm
here.
I would love my birthday poem from you.
And you're going to love it, Dave. Believe me.
Well, I'm going to sit back. I'm going to put my microphone on mute because you are, like I said, and I mean this with all my heart, next to Leonard Cohen, you are my favorite poet in the world.
And that is a huge compliment because I love Leonard Cohen. He is great. Okay, so the poem I'm going to read to you is called The Right Place. You question if you're in the right place next to me. I tell you you're like a ghost, half in and half out of my world, like that UFO incident where men were fused to the side of a boat, half their bodies buried in some unknown space of the structure. I remember an interview with a witness. He said there was nothing he could do for these men. So he brought one of the guys a pack of cigarettes while he was suspended in the middle of who knew what. Would he ever see his other half again? He was in the middle, as I am in the middle of my life, offering cigarettes and candy to someone who doesn't know if he's coming or going. That's it.
I love it. I love it. Thank you. Thank you.
And of course, that's about the Philadelphia experiment, comparing that to my love life. So,
well, as Ronald Murphy said before, in June, him and I are going to start writing my story. My happily boring life coming to an end 4 years ago. I would love for you to write a poem for that as part of the monologue.
Of course.
That would be wonderful. I would be so elated over that.
Yes, that's a good idea. Thank you.
No problem. No problem. And I also think that once this show takes off and gets to where we think it should go, I honestly think we need to have a Spaced Out Radio party in Las Vegas where we all get together and we all... Because, you know what? I'm going to be honest. The shitty part about this show that I absolutely hate is I've met so many good people doing Spaced Out Radio. You people who are on the phone lines right now are a bunch of them. Our listeners are a bunch of them. And being stuck here in the middle of nowhere where I am, I have met very, very few of you. And I need to... I have this itch that I need to scratch. And when the show takes off, we all need to congregate together. And the reason why I say Las Vegas is, number one, it's my favorite city in the world besides where I live. But number two, Vegas is affordable for everybody to get there. It's cheap to get there. So we all got to meet in Vegas, and we have to have a giant Spaced Out Radio party there. I don't know when that's going to happen, but I want to do that. I want our listeners to come in. I want our guests to come in. I want all of you to come in, because to me, that would be the ultimate piece of awesomeness when it comes to Spaced Out Radio.
I agree.
Good idea. Nicole and myself will be there.
Yes,
I hope so. I hope so. You have to be there. You have to be there. And Derek, I don't know about you. Are you allowed to cross the border yet?
Not yet. Working on it. We'll be working on it.
Look at me kind of strange. Go like, well, I'm not sure. I'll see what happens. But you know what? If Trump gets elected, cross the border.
Oh, you're done.
Yeah, because we asked him if he could.
If Trump gets elected, we're moving to Canada.
His true location where he was born, and he will tell us.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Corey here wants to have a party in the SOR hot tub, so she's saying everybody's got to come up here.
And in your backyard.
And in my backyard. My backyard's good enough to hold. I can have about 200-300 people in my backyard.
For a Skywatch evening.
Yeah, she's got it all planned. She's got it all planned out. But, anyhow, you know what? I have you, the beautiful panel. I've been asking you questions. Is there anything you guys and gals would like to know about old Davy Scott here?
I have a question.
Yeah.
All right. My first question, Dave, is, are you happy? And if you are, how do you know you're happy?
Good question.
You know what? I'll tell you what makes me happy. And this is going to sound like a load of bullshit, but I can honestly say that it's true. When I get on the radio, I am extremely happy because I can just let everything go. I can forget about my stresses of daily life, which is taking care of my family. I can forget about paying bills. I can forget about my daytime career that is paying this. I can forget about trying to set up Spaced Out Radio as a business, as what I am doing. And it just allows me to free flow and just get into this zen of a little spot that I have in my house that I've created, this little studio, and just be me and be a part of it. You know, and then what really, really gets me, Corrine, is the fact that so many people, like you guys tonight who are all here, who are willing to take your time, and time is precious, but to willing to take your time and our listeners taking their time to spend it with me, that is something I will never take for granted, and I'm very humbled and thankful about that, and it makes me happy because I don't have many hours in the day. I don't have enough. I need, honestly, about a 35-hour day to make it work. I'm only allowed 24, and somewhere I need to sleep. So to be able to have that time and have everybody choose to spend that time with me, I'm very thankful, and it makes me happy.
Dave, I need to ask you a question.
Yes.
Are you Jewish?
No, I am of Ukrainian descent.
Okay, let me ask you this other question. What do you call two guys coming out of a haunted synagogue?
Oh, I don't know.
Paranormal investigators.
That is awesome. That is awesome. Paranormal investigators.
You could have said that even if he was Jewish, he still would have gotten a kick out.
Did you say a pair of gerbils?
No. That's a good name for a show.
That would be a good name for a show if someone is of Jewish descent.
Yeah, Paranormal investigators.
Derek White Sky Cloud just named your new group. And 43.
Yeah, that was that. Like,
43.
Like, no.
43.
Oh, you bugger.
44.
Bugger.
And the bottle of Jagermeister is officially gone.
Steve just took the last 3 drinks, and now I have none.
Like somebody else said, drink a glass of water, Dave.
Yes,
I'm going to get everybody now.
There will be.
Hey, Dave.
Yes, Max.
Let me say one thing for everybody out there. Just listen for one moment. If you add the year that you were born and the birth the age you're going to be this year, you add them together, and I bet you it gives you 116. Everybody out there at the same time. Go ahead, try it. I bet you got it. If you add 43 to the year you were born, I bet you adds to 116.
Hold on, I'm trying that out.
Good. Everybody try it out there. I know they're listening. I bet you it comes out, everybody, 116.
What?
Really?
Yeah, well, go ahead. Everybody do it. You'll see it. It comes to 116. Everybody.
Elizabeth.
Unless you were born after 2000.
I have 2016.
Right.
Yeah.
116.
I don't have 116.
You would be at 2016.
You don't count the 20. You only count the year you were born.
Uh-huh.
The last two.
The last two of the year you were born.
73 and 43. So that is 116. You're right.
What is mine?
Yeah, everybody here is 116, I'm telling you. I ain't been at that.
Math
45
sounds
years.
better than a Jewish joke.
Wait.
Yeah. It's weird. It is weird.
No.
Your trip.
No, you added 50.
You said you're 50.
You add,
Who's 50?
it's just a math equation. It's not weird. It's math.
Corey is having a meltdown here because she can't realize she's 50.
That's okay.
She's
in denial.
very proud to have turned. Well, not proud, but I'm your big sister now.
Am I right at 116? Next year it'll be 117.
Yes, you are completely right. Completely.
You guys, I'm the oldest guy in the room, so I wouldn't worry about being 50.
That's just a math. It's a math puzzle.
Derek
That's
is
all.
turning 87 this year.
It's a math puzzle.
But just to give you a little bit of an outside look on Derek, his hair is only 32.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of hair on his head too.
Yeah. I was born with the hair in my head.
If you've never seen a picture of Derek White Sky Cloud, go to his website, DerekWhiteSkyCloud.com. You will see what I figure is the absolute perfect mullet.
Mullets up to your shoulders, man. Mullets are up to your shoulders. My hair's way down to my ass.
Yes, it is. Yes.
You know the hardest part? You sit on when you go to the bathroom and you got long hair like that, you can make sure it's not in the crack of your butt.
Bangs. Bangs.
You got bangs?
You got to put an extension on the toilet seat.
Yeah, he's got thick hair.
Is his hair down to his butt?
Yeah, my hair's past my butt in the crack of my ass.
Yeah, mine too. I hate that.
Do you have your hair in front? Derek,
I have to break.
Derek, don't you ever shit on it?
No.
Oh, toilet paper. Derek's toilet paper.
Oh.
No. It's too far away.
Got an extension on top of the toilet seat.
Exactly. Oh, you guys are killing me.
That's not a towel rack. That's a hair rack.
Exactly.
That's right.
You can always wrap it around his neck, you know. You can wrap it around his neck.
I wrap my hair around my neck when I sit down.
All right.
Keeps me warm in the winter.
We're going to continue on as I am losing control here. Any more questions for old Davey here in regards to any of the fields we talked about?
Yeah.
Okay, Elizabeth, you can fire away.
All right, so because Corinne got to tell you a poem, I decided to write you a poem, but it needs panel participation.
Okay.
So after I say far, far away, the panel needs to make lightsaber sounds. Is that okay?
Okay.
Or Star Wars sounds. Either one. Lightsaber. Okay. Okay. Once upon a time, I had no idea that you existed. You were born after me in another country, far, far away. Insert lightsaber sounds here.
All I hear is like gas.
Okay, that's enough.
Sorry, that's me.
You were probably kind of a geek. Maybe the kind of little kid I babysat who asked me to play Sorry for Hours or Uno or Monopoly if you were really a glutton for punishment. Somewhere along the way, even though I didn't know you, you became very, very cool and thus worthy of my notice, even without the babysitting money. And today, even though you are still living in a land far, far away, insert lightsaber here. I'm glad that you and I met that one day and that you were born or hatched, as they say, because you, Dave Scott, at age 43, are really quite okay.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I very much Appreciate that.
43.
43.
Apparently, Corey here polished off the Jagermeister.
No, I did not.
So we
I
will.
did not. Dave helped.
So we are all off the board here with about 7 minutes to left. You know what? I did invite Bumblefoot onto the show, but I know he's touring in Europe or in Asia right now, so I'm sure he's sleeping right now. Or it's way too early for him to even call in.
Just send him the audio file.
But you know what? Our music guy is awesome. I got to tell you this story. When I first saw Guns N' Roses in Vancouver, I was like, who is this dude playing the double guitar? This guy is awesome. And then when I went and saw GNR play at the Hard Rock Hotel in Las Vegas, I saw them 5 times there over 3 years. Or 2 years. Was it 2 or 3? 2 years. 4 times in 2 years. And being that close to the stage and seeing him actually play was incredible. And then after the last GNR residency in Vegas, a friend of mine got to meet him and got to know him. And when he played in Vancouver, I got to actually party with the dude in his tour bus until about 4 o'clock in the morning. And it was amazing because his entire band was in there, and I don't think one alcoholic beverage was cracked. It was really cool. So when I asked him, because I got to know him a little bit, when I asked him, I said, I need to play some Bumblefoot on my radio show. And he was like, absolutely, man. He goes, let's figure out something that can work with this. So we came to an agreement. Didn't cost me as much as I thought it would, because he's usually charging about $10,000 a song. And that's how we got our Music Man. And now, what really excites me about Bumblefoot, and I have to tell you guys this if you don't know, is we have actually had a number of Spaced Out Radio listeners contact him on social media saying, hey, we've heard your music on Spaced Out Radio. It's really made me a fan. And the cool part about it is he is so down to earth, he's actually responded to our listeners here because they have mentioned they heard his music on Spaced Out Radio. And to me, that is the coolest thing, that we have a major rock star who provides our music. And he is also reaching out to our listeners as well. I just think that's really cool. So I want to give props to him for that, because not every musician would do that. And I'm very thankful for that.
Cool.
It is cool, Derek. It's very cool.
It's really cool.
I'll have to get a hold of my friend Sherry, and when Slash comes to town, and I'll get a hold of because her daughter dates Slash, and when he comes to town, if you guys are in the area, I'll have him come over and visit you guys.
Oh man, I just saw them play in Vegas. I'm so glad Slash is back with Guns N' Roses.
Yeah,
that was fantastic. That is very, very fantastic.
Because I'll tell you how I know Slash is because my wife was commissioned to make him a bracelet, because she does beadwork, and she did a bunch of skulls on the bracelet for him. That was for his birthday. So,
oh wow!
A couple years ago.
Well, he is one hell of a guitarist, and you know what? I'd never seen Slash play up until April 8th this year when I went and saw Guns N' Roses in Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
And I have never in my life heard a guitar beg for mercy like when he plays guitar.
Oh, yeah.
He is so talented. It's amazing. If you've never seen Slash play guitar live, it is frickin' phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
What kind of music?
Rock and roll, my friend.
The original rock and roll.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We only have about 2 minutes left tonight. So please, give me an opportunity here to thank each and every one of you who came in tonight, from the crypto guru Ronald Murphy to Barry Strom, who channels Extraterrestrial Moo, to Eric Cooper from Forest Moon Paranormal. Eric's going to be my guest next Tuesday night as we talk paranormal about Forest Moon. And I am actually going to be speaking at his conference down in Concrete, Washington in October, on October 22nd, 23rd. Tickets are free for that. So I'm going to be there. I want to meet you. If you're in the area or you feel like making a commute out there or a vacation out there, it'll be a lot of fun. And the Chronicles of the Unknown team is going to be there as well.
Yeah,
which is very cool. I want to thank you, Corrine, for coming in. Joanna, the medium, for giving me a reading during the show. Elizabeth Anglin, always love for you. Max and Nicole from the Max Steel Show on Wolf Spirit Radio. Always appreciative. Thank you so much. You're like a brother. I appreciate you for sticking around. And Derek White Sky Cloud with the best mullet going in the paranormal. Nobody can compete with that. My brother, we will see you soon as well. So thank you.
Happy birthday,
Happy birthday.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And you know what? I'm actually starting to get feeling back in my lips now from that hot sauce that I had earlier.
You know what happened? He kissed his wife just before midnight and he's got his lips back.
No, actually, you missed that story, Derek.
Uh-oh.
I had, my hot sauce bottle collection.
Yes, been there, tried it, and my lips got hot.
Okay, well, my hottest bottle that I have is about 300,000 Scoville units. I got a bottle for my birthday from my mother-in-law at 1.5 million Scoville units.
I think he was trying to poison you, brother.
Mother-in-law's.
All I know is this. Is that I'm finally, almost 4 hours later, getting feeling back in my lips.
Which lips?
Well, I'm going to say the ones I'm talking about right now because I haven't felt the punishment come out yet. Bumblefoot is playing. Thank you so much, everyone. You guys all stick on for a couple of minutes. Let me wrap up the show here, and then I'll get right back to you guys. Thank you so much for spending your time with me tonight. It was an absolute pleasure to share my birthday with you. So many people to thank. All of you in the SOR Space Travelers Room, at Paranormal Forum, at Euphoria Chronicles, and on the SOR Space Travelers Room on Spreaker. Vesna, all the way from Croatia, you know I love you. You know I love you. And Vesna is actually going to be selling some of her art on her website coming up here very, very soon. And Derek White Sky Cloud, since you can't hear him, says Lak la Nuch to you. Lakunuch, Vesna, means good night. Well, it's good morning for her because it's like 7 in the morning her time. But, thank you so much. We are definitely worldwide. SpaceOutRadio.com is our website. On Twitter, you can follow us at SpaceOutRadio. Give our Facebook page a like, Spaced Out Radio Show. And on Instagram, Dave Scott SOR. All of our archives are on YouTube, Spaced Out Radio Show. I want to thank Corey beside me for helping me down a bottle of Jagermeister tonight, celebrating the 43rd anniversary of the commemoration of my birth. Tomorrow night on the show, we are going to talk to Barry Schwartz. The Shroud of Turin. Hot, controversial topic. Tomorrow night. Hope you all tune in. Thank you so much for being with us. Our music master, the guitar god himself, Bumblefoot. He is kicking ass, taking names, touring Asia right now, and we thank him for being the official music of Spaced Out Radio. To all of you, much love. Good night. Let's make it another good year. Rock and roll. We'll talk to you tomorrow night.